Hello, everybody. Welcome back to MIRRORMOURN. It's the last time I'm going to say that ever. Oh, gosh. I've been filled with great anticipation and great emotion and all kinds of big things. Here we are. So this is the time that we were able to do this final session. We've had all kinds of scheduling challenges, but we figured this out, and we're here now, and we're going to do it. So, guys, who are the characters for one last time?
Hello everyone, I'm Warsor and I'm playing Walykos, the half-elf Fey Wander Ranger level 10.
Yep. Hello, I'm Nick. I am playing Nokki, the level 10 Barbarian / fighter. I was also playing Varric Mantivel, who unfortunately was felled.
Thank you for reminding me. I'll also be playing Avacera, daughter of White Raven.
And I'm Adam, and I'm playing Aygir, the level 10 Hobgoblin Armorer Artificer, and also running our Crystal Dragon ally, Corgain Mikkel.
Excellent. And I am Esper, your GM, as always. This has been an awesome campaign, but we can maybe save this sorts of reflections or whatnot for later on or some other time. And, well, I guess I'm going to start off with a couple of maybe housekeeping issues or updates. Oh, also a quick thank you to Real Holtzinator. Thank you very much for the fantastic contribution of gold pieces. Holtz says, good luck, everyone. One way or another, it's been an amazing campaign. Thank you, Esper, for DMing, and thank you for the players for playing. May your adventures be many. Thanks, man. That means a lot to me. It has been an amazing campaign. It's gone on for a very long time. We've been playing this for 3 years, so we're very much ready to wrap things up. Okay, so a couple things got goofed up last session. So I don't want to take a long time dwelling on this, but I'll quickly review what those are. One is that I was using the wrong stat block of Arachno, the older one from when he was 7th level, not his current 9th level one with his 9th level gear that I'd sent to Vince, but then Vince had to drop. And I totally forgot that, and I was using the wrong one. Because of that, he probably missed once or twice. His attack is better. One thing for sure got goofed up on him was that last reflex save he had, or dexterity save he had to make. He failed it by 1. Well, his reflex, I keep thinking 3rd edition. His dexterity save is 1 or 2 better than it was before. So he actually would have succeeded on that save and taken no damage at all from his evasion. Considering how extremely important and dangerous this fight is, I gave him those hit points back. I also goofed up a couple things on Bale Vonder that made him do a little too much damage on a couple rounds. In the end, it probably doesn't matter because he could have done equal damage by upcasting a couple spells. So what I did was I just took out those spell slots, and it was like, okay, on his legendary action, instead of the cannon shot, he did upcast Fireball, which would have done the same or virtually the same damage, but with a larger area. So I think that all kind of washes out in the end. What else? Remembered a couple things about Vapor. He has that Ring of Spell Storing. He's got a counter spell on there and 2 shields. I think there's something else. Arachno as a potion of greater healing. Let's switch over to the actual battle map. And that, I guess that probably does it for housekeeping stuff. So the initiative is going to go like this. We have first Walykos, then it goes Avacera, then it goes to Bale Vonder, then to Arachno, right there, hiding. Bale Vonder has haste on presently, by the way. Then the Black Sphere Crawler, then the Silver Sphere Crawler, then Aygir, who's really hurting at like 1 hit point. Vapor, who is in his final round of bonus action spells. He's concentrating on Call Lightning, this blue area. Corgain is here. He is unconscious and dying. He's actually failed 2 death saving throws. And Nokki here, who came over the lip. You all have fought and fought and fought your way through Vadenhold, the stronghold of Baal Vonder, leader of the remnants of the giants in this land. And has become a desperate, desperate fight now, and you're doing everything you can to take down this terrible and epic foe. Hope you guys can do it. Avasira extends out brilliant beams. She is a goddess, a lesser goddess, but a goddess nonetheless. And she bestows upon the entire party a divine boon. Everybody regains 20 hit points each. So I'll give that to Arachno, to Vapor. Who else am I having to take care of here? I guess just that. So then Adam, you'll give that to Aygir and to Korgain, which that will make him no longer be unconscious. He is prone. He has 1 level of exhaustion. And then Nick to give 20 to Nokki, and Warsor to give 20 to Walykos and Avasir herself.
Yep.
The divine boon not only reinvigorates you in terms of hit points, but in terms of your abilities, your battle prowess, we could say. Each of you can decide to regain either a 3rd level spell slot or a class feature up to a 5th level class feature. Vapor will take the spell slot, naturally.
Walykos will take the spell slot as well.
Aygir also takes the spell slot.
Nokki will be taking another rage.
Get a rage back. That is the best thing you could do. You know what? Arachno doesn't have any expendable anything. All his stuff's at will. So, oh well.
You can get an extra 20 hit points if he was down any.
Let me see if he's even missing any hit points now.
Yeah, he was kind of on the fringe.
He's missing just 2 hit points since I gave him the hit points back that he would not have lost because of his evasion. Whatever, I'll give him the extra 2 hit points. Sorry. Okay. Aygir,
Sometimes it's like
3rd level spell slot. And then Korgain, I guess he doesn't really have a thing to recharge either, but that's okay.
he could recharge his breath if he had used it. Just for housekeeping, you could
I
just
think
say
his
he
breath
has
is already
breath.
recharged right now.
Well, either way, he has his breath.
Yeah.
You can be certain of that.
I just remember the other thing that I was trying to remember. Vapor still has inspiration. Or maybe he got voted for inspiration from last. I don't remember. He has inspiration.
I have inspiration from last time, but I think he still has it.
You have it from
We've
last
been
time.
letting
He
him
has
carry
it from his one that I was like, okay, everyone gets it. You get to carry it throughout this whole last adventure leg until you use it. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So the divine boon radiates out from the white raven, filling you all with vigor and a sense of hope. You're still in this fight, though it is still quite a deadly thing. Walykos, start us off.
Walykos knows that time is running out as these constructs start firing their eye beams, and Baal Vonder is moving at hasted speed. He grasps the power of the White Raven, and he's gonna cast a 3rd level spell. First, he's gonna crawl up to the top of that little parapet, and he's gonna hit Baal Vonder. Actually, the one in front of him, not going backwards, just that big square.
Up here?
Yep.
Okay,
So
so
he
let's
just
say you're at
climbs-
like plus 25 feet.
Exactly, whatever it is. And he's going to then draw on the power, and he throws a Dispel Magic at Baal Vonder, trying to hit his haste, because he knows Baal Vonder is about to act. Yep. Assuming that we are within 120 feet.
Dispel Magic has a range of 120 feet. You're in that range. Counterspell has a range of 60 feet. The haste spell is dispelled. Excellent.
And
Over the over, I don't like using that term, but through your telepathic link that you all have up right now, Arachno says, "Great thinking. We should have done that long ago." Anything else, Walykos?
Yes, that was my action. I'm going to keep moving forward, just along the wall. He runs along the wall.
Okay,
So
you run over this this big like crenellation, hop down a bit, so you're like plus 20
climb
now.
speed. So just keep me moving forward as far as I can.
Your speed's 35 feet, right?
Yep.
Okay, good to go there. Avasira.
Is that all I can get?
Yep. You climbed up 25, then moved 10 that way.
Okay. Then I will just go prone for the moment. Yep.
Okay, you go down prone there. Avasira,
And then Avasira.
I believe, is going to be getting within not dispel, but banishment range.
60 feet. So she has to move just slightly.
Mm-hmm.
She crests the crenellation, and her outline again. There's a light behind her in this darkness, and it seems to suck at the construct, almost like a black hole. It stretches towards the outline of her. So, charisma save for banishment.
The
DC 17.
Black Sphere Crawler is a very, very powerful construct. You almost see it as like this final perfected form of these different types of constructs you encountered in the old fire giant arcane sanctum and workshop areas beneath the crumble. Though it is very much just a machine, and its charisma is almost nothing. Nil, in fact. And even with magic resistance, without really any chance, it is pulled through, once again, the banishment into a just sort of nether demi-plane. For 1 minute, she concentrates, Avasira.
She is concentrating, and now she will actually fly through the cell above Aygir. So she has 60 feet of movement. She should be fine to just go all the way into the corner.
Okay.
Ish.
It's
just
really
for total cover.
Yeah,
total
it's
cover.
really not difficult for her to slip through these bars. You know, she probably has to like fold her wings together and do a little squeeze through, but it's not difficult for her. It doesn't really require any sort of a dexterity check, as small as she is. And she gets out of the potential harm's way, or out of the blast. Maybe she even goes up a little bit more out of the potential blast radius. We'll see what he can do.
Yeah.
Okay.
There's no angels anymore, so go straight to Bale, who just lost haste. Feel lethargic, maybe.
All right. Vonder quickly assesses the surroundings.
Doesn't he lose his turn, Esper, when haste goes down?
Let me
It
read.
did that.
Let me read that.
Yeah.
When the spell ends.
That's why I dispelled him, so that he would lose his turn before he
The target cannot move or take actions until its next turn. Okay, when the spell ends. It does not say if you concentrate up to the maximum duration. Vonder, he seems to look out to maybe scan or assess things, but then his gaze just goes long and wide, and he just holds it, and you all seize upon that, and Arachno will... he took the hide action. If he comes down this way, he might...
Can get behind the barrel.
Yeah, he might want to go down over there. He'll climb down. So he's climbed down, and he comes to there, and he's got some nice boots of striding and springing, but that probably takes up all of his movement just to do that.
Can he
And
use his grappling hook to speed himself up any?
he could, though I think he's more concerned with hiding at the moment.
Sure.
Though, interestingly, he has this inquisitive feature where he has a way to gain the ability to sneak attack without advantage. We haven't actually had him do that yet.
Really?
Yeah. It's like a bonus action, and
He's a mastermind or whatever it's called.
inquisitive.
Inquisitive. Yeah.
Yes. It's a bonus action. He makes an insight check, and the enemy makes a deception check. And if he succeeds, he can sneak attack without advantage for 1 minute. But I don't know if he's in range for that. I think he's kind of far away.
He's at least 100 feet, if not more.
Yeah. Let's see. Let's see what the range
Honestly,
on that is.
I don't think... Here's what I suggest, Esper. Instead of hiding, I would suggest he just uses all his movement, because he's a small character. Those boxes look like they could cover him completely.
That's
I would
what he's
just
doing.
dash. I would
Yeah.
just dash as far as you can, because he's going to need multiple turns of movement to even get close.
That insightful fighting is what that's called.
Yeah,
There isn't actually any listed range on it. It just, you have to be able to see the target.
see
So I
that.
guess it's just kind of up to the DM if the target can see, if you can see the target well enough. So yeah, he's gonna stick to using these big boxes for him it'd be full cover, and he'll again use the hide action. So we'll just remember that he's hiding there.
Would it not be full cover for us?
What is it?
Would it not be full cover for a medium creature?
It would be. Yeah, they're quite large. All right, the crawling sphere, the silver sphere, which is the less dangerous of the two, though still a dangerous thing in its own right, is going to proceed forward on multiple legs, like such. And let's see, Walykos went prone, Andrew on the wall.
correct.
Just checking some distances.
I'm sure you have range. Yeah.
Fires on Vapor. He has half cover.
Ooh. Yeah.
It fires 3 beams. Okay. First one is 24 to hit. Vapor has half cover, so his AC... Oh, his AC is so not good. His AC is 13. Even with a shield, that's not going to do it.
Is that with me? Oh, wait, he doesn't have mage armor. I always forget.
He doesn't have mage armor. The second one is actually higher than that. And then the third one is 19. So Vapor's AC right now is 13. If he shields, it goes to 18. All three of them hit.
Yeah.
All right. Let me roll this. Damage comes out as radiant.
Which he can't absorb. I know he has that.
He doesn't have any absorb elements or mystic shield.
Yeah.
All right. 25. Actually rolled quite low.
Okay.
25 is
he
the
still
damage.
He needs to make 3 concentration checks.
He'll have to make 3 concentrations.
DC 10, though. So
3
I don't know what
concentration
his-
checks for his call lightning that he's concentrating on here. Okay, he's got a +6 con save. I guess sorcerer's con saves are proficient. His first one is exactly a 10, and then the other 2 are higher.
Good.
All right, Vapor grits through it and withstands the 3 beams shot from these eye-like crystalline ports in this silver sphere crawler. Aygir, we turn to you now.
Okay, so, well, might have to be a positioning turn, but I'm gonna climb up that wall, hop over the Crenel next to the Merlon there onto that box, and then hop down next to Arachno and take advantage of full cover,
Mhm.
and then
You're climbing down.
Do you have any
Still probably have to
specialized
dodge.
kinds of climbing?
not especially, no.
Okay, just make a good old strength athletics check.
No, good. I have a 13.
So here's what happens. You try your little thing, and it doesn't quite turn out like you wanted it to, and you fall here. You land on the top of this box, taking 2 points of bludgeoning damage.
Okay. Can I then roll off it into the area of full cover?
Easily.
All right,
All right, you roll down there. You're still considered prone.
sure. Oh, do I have half my movement left to stand up?
Let's see. Yeah. Okay. You stand. Yep. Your speed's
Through the
at like
telepathy.
your speed's at like 35 right now.
Yeah.
Okay. Yep. You got it just exactly.
Through the telepathy, I loudly exclaim, "With the grace of a saber cat, nailed it, didn't I?" Yeah.
At least that box was there.
Right.
Anything else? I think you still have your action.
Yeah. For this turn though, that's just gonna have to be a dodge.
Dodge. Okay. All right. It's Vapor's turn. This is his last turn where he has bonus action spells.
Can I make a suggestion for him? How many hit points does he have left?
40. He
Yeah,
has spell slot
Yep.
wise 1 first, 3 second, 1 third, 1 fourth.
I have a suggestion for you, and it's very tactical, but it could also... It feels like something crazy enough that if I suggested it, he might do it. First, call the lightning. Use your action to call the lightning before anything else happens. But before we do that, how much movement does he have? 35?
40.
40?
Yeah.
Oh,
He and Arachno have the boots of striding and springing.
So
The
my
like
thought
the
is
good boots of striding and springing.
call lightning on Balvander. Just tell me if this works. Call lightning on Balvander. Move to the top of the wall, jump up to the wall, and then fall down next to Nokki. And then bonus action Dimension Door with Nokki to Balvander. Because that will save Nokki 3 or more turns of movement.
That
he
would be amazing.
running at Balvander. And Nokki goes after Vapor does. So it
that
would
would
get
be-
him immediately
Mhm.
into the action.
Yeah, that would be phenomenal.
I feel like if I had suggested that and Vince was here, he'd be like, yes, that makes so much sense.
I agree. I think he would too. Okay, so he's gonna call down the lightning first.
Yeah,
Vonder
because
makes
he's
a
going to take
dex-
damage when he falls.
Vonder's gonna make a dex save.
No penalties. He's only lethargic, which isn't really a condition.
18. That'll succeed. All right, so we're looking at 3d10 plus. I also forgot this last time. Vapor's Bronzen Scepter with the Feywild shard on it gives him an extra 1d6 lightning damage on lightning spells. I did roll that after the session and dealt like 8 more damage to Vonder. Okay, so the damage is 19. Half of that is 9. 9 lightning to Belvander.
That's pretty good.
Yeah.
Pretty good for an action he can do every turn.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So there's 9 to Vonder. Okay, Vapor.
Jump.
Vapor jumps
Jump.
with his boots of striding and springing. Ah! He jumps and he grabs the top of the wall, pulls himself over. So,
And
we'll
just
say
drop.
he's accomplished
Yeah.
25 feet of movement there. And then he attempts to climb.
Jump on Nokki. Oh. I would just fall on top of Nokki.
I catch him.
He got an 18 on the dice.
Oh. That's impressive.
Perfect.
It's not quite enough, though. It's not enough to make him fall, though, but he can just choose to fall.
I would choose to fall.
So he just lets himself drop. Ah! He could feather fall this.
He used Feather Fall last time when he jumped off the wall to avoid...
Oh my gosh, that's true. He did. And Featherfall lasts for like a minute.
Does it?
Yeah,
I
it
thought
lasts
it
for 1
ends
minute.
when you touch the ground.
Let's see.
If it does, that's fantastic, but I thought it ended once you touched it.
Okay, and the spell ends for that creature once it touches the ground. Okay. He could cast it again. Why not? He does it again. He doesn't want to take damage.
Sure, if he has another casting, I didn't know
He uses his last first level slot. He just lets himself go and just
So that's
falls.
a reaction.
You still fall kind of quickly with slow fall, but it's not fast enough to hurt you.
Actually, Esper, don't do that. The reason you shouldn't do that is because then he can't cast Dimension Door.
Yeah, you can. You just can't do it if it's a bonus action spell. This is a reaction.
You're right. A reaction spells don't count. Right.
So he basically catches, or he lets go and then catches himself with a feather fall. Hits there.
Yeah.
Nokki, are you ready? And doesn't even wait for you to respond. He just casts the Dimension Door, pulls you through. I assume you don't resist being pulled through.
No, I wanna go.
And I would put them behind Balvander, like so that he can't retreat the other way. So go behind him. And arrange Nokki so he's within 5 feet, and Vapor's on the other side of Nokki. So they're both within reach of Balvander, but this gives Vapor that little extra disengage, hopefully.
Yeah.
Nokki, you are pulled through Vapor's Dimension Door, and you end up right beside Balvander.
Is it actually, if I may, Walykos, would it be possible to actually put Vapor in front of Belvandor so I could get that flanking on my turn?
No, because you have to be within 5 feet of each other. And flanking won't work if you're side by side. You have to be on opposite sides.
No. What I'm saying though is that if you swap us there on my turn, I can just run around Belvandor and then get flanking.
I feel like if I was
See what I'm
playing
saying?
Vince, I wouldn't do it. I know what you're saying. It's just Vince is going to get obliterated by Balvander. You're
he's gonna
basically
get
sacrificing Vapor.
He can get attacked though either way.
He could, but it's more likely that Balvander will choose to get away from you than to stomp.
Well, I will solve the mysteries right now as Belvander after Vapor's turn uses a legendary action to attack Vapor.
Yep. At least he has 40
Legendary
hit points
action.
left.
Okay, here we go.
Does he
Great sword.
He doesn't have a reaction, does he?
Does not. He used it to feather fall.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You can't miss unless
sure,
you have one.
sure. Vonder's gonna hit. It's like 28.
Yeah, I know what his bonus is.
His huge
looking
great
for ones.
sword. His huge great sword comes down. 14, 18, 20, 27, 31 to Vapor.
Yeah, Vapor's going down.
Vapor's at 9. He has to make a
he's
DC
not done yet.
15 Constitution saving throw.
Yep.
He got a 14. Should he use his inspiration for that? I think he uses inspiration for this.
I think that's
he
fair.
He should.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He also has Tides of Chaos. I think I'll use that instead, which accomplishes the same
Sure.
thing. Once per
But
day,
that
you can use
makes
Tides
it-
of Chaos to get advantage on a D20 roll. So here he goes. He just needs to roll a little higher.
Tides of Chaos trigger.
Yes.
Wild magic
Okay. When he wild magic surges, he regains Tides of Chaos. All right. There, he just got a
wow.
23, so he succeeds on his Constitution save. In other words, the Call Lightning spell remains.
Not for too much longer though, because Balvander is going to go before Vapor goes again.
It's still though good that he One, he didn't have to use inspiration, and two, he passed it. So
Yeah. I'll give you a little. It's kind of meta knowledge, but you guys would have figured it out by now. It seems like when
Wait.
Vonder does that legendary action attack,
Yeah.
that uses up his legendary actions. He just takes that one.
Yeah. But wasn't he lethargic? Can he still do that?
It's
while
just on your
lethargic?
next turn. You can't move or take
Okay.
actions.
Gotcha.
Gotcha.
So it's already over.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Corgain Makel.
Okay, well, so he's live and he's conscious, but I assume he's prone. So he's gonna stand up.
Corgain's eyelids open. He rights himself back to his feet. He is wounded, but he is not defeated.
Yeah. He'll have to do the same thing as Aygir. Shove himself up, through over onto that box, and down next to Aygir and Arachno.
He flaps his wings and comes back down over here.
Oh, you're gonna leave me to deal with the spider? You dicks.
I'm not gonna attack
we
the
believe
spider,
in you,
we're gonna grab Walker.
Walykos.
You're not that far away.
And then with an action, I don't know if there's anything he can do to try and get Aygir onto him. That seems like a stretch, but if so, he would do that.
You could
If not,
use your
he's
action to like pick up Aygir and like put him onto his back.
Then that is what he'll do.
All right. So remember that Aygir has been mounted upon Corgain Makel.
Aygir slowly learning how to train a dragon. You know,
Well, a little bit, yeah. It's actually pretty easy. They get along already.
Nokki, you are standing, and you're big. You're like this half giant, but even so, you're just coming up to like the thigh at best, just over the knee of Belvonder.
yeah.
He's decked out in this intricate, severe, heavy plate, full mast helm, horns. There's almost this aura of fire whipping off of him. You can see it there at the edges, limbing him. And he holds this massive greatsword in hand. He has this caldera cannon slung over his back. He has taken, a decent amount of damage, but he seems to still be going at it with great vigor and vim.
Mm-hmm.
And he has just slashed Vapor something terrible with this massive magical greatsword he's wielding. And I think rage begins to return to you.
Oh yes, I will definitely use more rage. So we'll go and do that.
Just real quick, point of quality assurance here. I don't know if the battle music is coming through for the streamers.
Is it not coming through? Let me take a look
Double
at
check
something
that,
here.
Esper? Yeah. I'll check the stream myself.
Should be coming through. I think it's just quiet. Let me turn it up. It's the first time ever I've had to say that. All right. So anyone who would like to comment, see if that music's a little bit louder now.
I think
Nokki, you fly into a bestial rage, and your hands once again become claws.
Yes, I was just reading something. I have a question. I don't think this would work, but powerful build. This says I count as one size larger when determining my carrying capacity and the weight I can push, drag, or lift. That wouldn't allow me to grapple a giant, would it?
no, it doesn't
Correct.
change the rules for grappling.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Okay, let's just go for my attacks then. I will
You
do
want
reckless
flank?
attack. Well, yeah, sorry, flank first. So, run around them. Without.
All right, you
Something
encircle
like
your
that.
foe.
Yep.
Bestial claws, just hissing to strike.
And I will reckless attack. So here comes my first attack,
All right.
which is going to be +2 and advantage. Gonna be, oh my goodness, that is only 17. Let me think before you say anything. I may use a precision attack real quick, because I still have one extra use of my my combat superiority dice.
Did you roll kind of low?
Yeah, I only got a 17, and I don't think it's gonna hit. So I will.
What
use one of
what did you roll on the actual die? On the
on the
D20?
actual die? A 5.
Vapor gives you his inspiration. Reroll.
Oh. Cool. Okay.
Okay.
Didn't Vapor use his inspiration just earlier?
He used Tides of
No,
Chaos.
you used something. All right.
Oh, that's right, you did it.
Cool. Good stuff. Come on, better roll. Hey, that's a 30 to
30.
hit. Yeah.
Belvander has been notoriously difficult to hit with some amazing armor, probably a cloak of protection in there. You see the haste spell, shield spell, shield of faith from one of the thraits. You got him. There's no escaping that attack. Not now.
I almost got a nat 20. All right, so that is 13 points of damage.
Okay.
And then we'll go for my next attack. Do that. Go. That is a 24 to hit.
24. He casts a shield spell.
Yeah.
We know his AC.
Your claws
normally
are
is less
repelled.
Well, I could do. I don't know. I could do a precision attack to potentially get.
Yeah.
the
I
max
mean,
actually I could get,
what's
yeah.
your die? A D6?
I think it's a D. It's D6 or D8. Sorry, it's been a while. Let me see if I can find
D6.
it.
D8.
The
D8.
4, yeah.
Yeah. D8.
Yeah, I mean, I'll give it a go. I'm not gonna, get too many more
Well, if you
chances.
get
So I'll
at
use
least
my...
a 5 on the die, you're good.
Exactly, yeah. So we'll roll a D8
Maybe even
here.
a 4.
8. I don't think I added anything to it, so
Nope. Just roll it.
that's max. So that's 32.
That is actually a hit.
Wonderful, wonderful. And do I add the
Not on precision. It adds to the hit, not the damage.
just the attack? Yeah, no damage. Okay, just making
Nick,
sure.
why don't
Okay,
you go ahead and describe what happens when he shields and you punch through the shield?
Oh yeah. Now I was about to say what I imagine almost is I feel like I go for the claw and a shield it blocks it, and then I just break through the shield and slash him across his thigh or wherever I can hit him. So there's almost this shattering impact as my claws connect with this arcane magic that my claws are just so strong and so dense that they break through it.
The slow claw pierces the shield.
The shield.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yep. So that is 13 more points of damage.
Founder
And
gives a
I
bit
get
of a
one.
grunt, and you come out with you just notice a little. It's not flowing, but a little bit of blood on your claw.
Good, good. All right, I'm gonna go for my last attack here.
Through his temp hit points, boys.
That's a natural 20. That's
Oh
a natural
my
20.
gosh.
Let's go.
Reckless attack.
Yeah,
Reckless
no, that
attack.
was right. Yeah, exactly. Oh, yes.
That
So I
calling
feel like
sphere
I
needs to be
break
next to
through the
Belvander. It
shield.
shouldn't have gone over there. It was like
Yeah,
trying to
that's
go
so
up the wall
perfect.
after Walykos, but it really should be next to
Yeah.
Vander. Ah,
Yeah.
okay.
But
Yeah.
that's where we exploited
That-
it. How would it
Yeah.
know that dimension door?
Yeah.
It
Yeah.
assumed that
That-
we were 3 turns
That's also
away.
so
Yeah.
perfect.
It's not
because,
that smart,
I,
yeah.
That last attack, I broke through the shield, so it's almost like I actually broke his shield and then
Yeah.
just went for the attack. It's a critical hit. All right,
Oh gosh.
that's going to be
It's like you didn't
Not
cast
as
the
much as I'd
shield
like.
spell at all. Oh.
yeah. Not as much as I'd like, unfortunately, but still 17. So that's 17, 13,
All right.
13. So that's 26 plus 17 is 43. So 43 points of damage.
Well, I can say that you just did serious damage to Belvander there, compared to what's been going on throughout this whole long encounter. That was pretty serious damage.
Yeah, and I feel like after that, with the blood on my claws, I kind of just like fling the blood to the side.
Yeah, there's some droplets flicking off there. You got your claws have a bit of red coloring them now. Walykos, we're back to you.
Okay.
This creature seems to be headed for you.
I was going to fight it with my allies, but it looks like everyone's going for Bale. I'm going to stand up. Or actually, no, I'm not going to stand up. I am going to probably Misty Step. one more second level slot. Can you give me a 30-foot range just to give me an idea of where I can get to with Misty?
Like there?
Yeah, that's pretty good.
Okay.
Misty step me as far as I can go.
Okay.
Would you allow me to stand on my feet as part of the Misty step?
Oh, you are prone. It doesn't stand you up. Yeah.
Okay, that's fine.
So basically what happens is you actually don't quite even get to the ground with your Misty Step. You're like a few feet over it and you just kind of like, whoof, land like a cat or something.
Yep, that's okay. It makes sense. That uses up my last second level slot. That's a bonus action. I am going to stand up. That's 17 and a half movement left. And I will... Well, before I move, leave me where I'm at. I'm going to throw a... Can you measure how far I am from Belvander?
65?
65. Do a little mental math. Give me just a second. 30-foot range. It's not bad. I think I'm going to probably dash towards him. So that'll give me 17 plus 35, 40, 52 and a half, 52 and a half.
All right, so you come vaulting this way down these giant-sized steps, landing just, oh gosh, it's 10 feet away from Vonder, let's say.
Yep. And I've used all my actions that I have available to me, so that's
what of Avacira?
Avacira is going to, I believe, let me double check. She only has one fourth level slot and one third level slot, I think, left. Let me just confirm that. She had 3 fourth levels and 3 third levels, yeah. Second. I think she's probably
Come out
going
for a cantrip,
to
go ethereal.
come out for a guiding bolt is what I think. Can you give me 120 feet to Belvander?
She has a 60-foot fly?
She does.
Okay.
So
So
she'll definitely
I'm
be
imagining
taking
she like
cover.
goes up. She comes out of this like big cell.
No, Esper, that groups us together so that you can blast us again with one of your AoEs. So no, she's staying in the cell, Esper. But no, she comes out, throws the bolt, and then goes back into the cell.
Oh, okay. I thought she was trying to fire upon Vonder. She's attacking
Well,
the construct.
I need to know what's the range. What's Tolvander from the cell?
Well, she.
Give me a measure.
You have to get up over this wall to be able to attack down
And
onto
she
him.
Yeah, but she's in the air. She can fly up and out of the cell.
Okay.
Just give me a measurement. Give me a measurement.
Sure. How about there? She's at like,
Give
whatever,
me-
plus
give
25
me
or
a
something.
measurement.
115 feet.
Okay. Then yeah, she'll take a shot if she can at Belvander. If not, she'll shoot at the construct. Either one.
If her flight's 60 feet, she can get up there enough, and then it will be like coming down. He's pretty tall. He's very tall, actually.
And then she'll go back to total cover because
And
it's
she'll go back in
more
there.
important than anything to keep that banishment up. Even from helping us, keeping that up provides us the chance. So she has an attack at +9. She nat ones it, so that's a miss. So she goes back.
The bolt goes awry. She heads back in there.
It's okay. I mean, she's doing her job.
Vonder's turn.
Mhm.
Shield spell goes away. Legendary actions, reaction come back.
Just not on his turn, after his turn.
Okay. He has his Caldera cannon slung back. He grasps it with just the one hand, doesn't even fully mount it onto his shoulder plate, and just detonates a blast just right here. He's in it too.
Okay.
He's immune to the
I
fire,
get it.
that's for sure. Yeah.
Yep.
Give me a sec. Let me do some rolls here. Okay. All right. 12. Whew. Okay. It's going to be dexterity saving throws.
Yep.
Start with Nokki.
Does he get danger sense, I believe?
Oh,
yeah. Will I have advantage on this?
Yeah, whenever you can see the effect, you get advantage
dex
on dex
save.
saves. Yeah.
Yep. I was just making sure. So a dex saving throw.
Mm-hmm.
All right. That is going to be a nice 21.
21 is nice. You take half damage. It's fire and piercing. We come up with 20 is half.
20 is half. Okay.
20 is half. Yeah.
Which means 10 fire, 10 piercing, if that matters.
Yep.
17.
Oh, it does. Oh, wait, it does actually matter. Wait,
Okay,
how much?
it's
Sorry,
so
because I
half
have a
is
rage.
8.
So yeah.
Half is 8 fire and 12 piercing. So the
So
piercing.
altogether 14.
That's right,
Yeah,
you're
yeah.
raging, so the piercing is halved.
Yeah, that's right.
Thank you for mentioning that. Yeah. So it's
Okay,
14
then we go
altogether.
to Walykos. Dex save.
24.
24 is good. And you resist fire, yes?
I do, yes.
Okay, so
I
4. You
quarter
total,
the fire.
total of 4 fire and 12 piercing. 16.
16. Okay.
Vapor's going down. That's just all there is to it, I think.
Does he not have like absorb elements or anything like that?
Even
He
so,
does
he's got
not.
like 10. He's got like 10 or 11.
He has
hit
9
points
hit
left.
points at the moment.
Yeah.
Gotcha,
know.
gotcha.
So
Okay.
I guess there's not really any reason to even roll the dex save.
Roll.
He's no matter what, he's going to be going
He
Down,
goes
to
yeah.
down.
unconscious.
But it's not going to be enough to kill him. Yeah,
But there's no way for it to be enough to kill him outright. Yeah.
correct. Yeah.
So that takes down the call lightning. Vapor is on the ground and he is dying. And then Vonder himself actually has to make the save.
Yeah. Because he'll still take some piercing damage even.
He actually fails.
Good.
Oh gosh. Well, he paid the price for that. Oh my goodness.
Did you roll?
Yeah, he failed it. So
well, I
the
meant
fire,
for the damage. Yeah.
the fire doesn't bother him, but the piercing is 24.
Nice.
That's not
Vapor.
what he was wanting to
MVP.
happen there. That was not what he was wanting to happen there. Okay. Well,
I mean, it did take down Vapor, which
yeah.
he was really worried about Vapor, I'm sure.
Huh. Yeah. Well,
I mean, a
spellcasters,
Yeah.
they're are a special kind of problem. The encircling storm cloud just pitters out.
Oh, Esper. Vapor had Death Ward.
Oh my gosh,
He's
he
at one
did
hit-
he
he's
did
at
have
one
Death
hit point.
Ward. Oh,
So
that's right.
Explosion, and Vapor is probably like on the ground and then slowly stands back up. Thematically, we know he never actually went down. As like there's an
Okay, so I am going to roll
nimbus
Vapor's
holding
deck
light.
save then.
No, it wouldn't
he's-
matter
he's-
because the
for the
damage would all
concentration.
just go.
For the concentration.
Oh yeah.
So he fails the save, and it's DC like 41.
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter.
No, I'm
He'll
sorry.
use
It's half.
his-
It's like DC
Wait,
20.
Wait,
DC 20.
wait. He can
It's
use
half.
He can use
DC 20.
inspiration. He can use inspiration.
He
for
gave
his,
you his
con-
inspiration.
Oh yeah.
Just gave you-
Mm.
Okay,
So it's
con
fine.
save DC 20. He can do this. He can get it.
Okay.
I could
Oh,
maybe
not
give
rolling
him
like that,
my
he can't.
inspiration.
Okay.
Don't worry
No, he
about it.
didn't roll good enough. Okay,
But
so
he has better
yeah,
things to do with his standard action now.
the storm has pittered out. He's lost his concentration, but he's
He'll just
not
throw lightning
totally
bolts.
dead. He is at 1.
This is exactly
It's
why we
Arachno's
need him.
turn now.
Yeah. Arachno's got people within 5 feet of him at least.
Okay.
Arachno was hidden.
Still gonna be within a long range though.
Why
But-
not just move out
but-
and just start taking shots? Yeah.
But being hidden though, the
Counters
advantage
long
the
range.
advantage would counter the disadvantage. Okay, so this is just a straight roll, 1d20.
Yeah.
All right, Arachno. He has a better to hit. I was rolling a +7 last time. He actually has a +10. That's the real thing.
Which is huge. Yeah.
I kept thinking like, why
Especially
is he
when-
doing so bad? Why is his to hit kind of low? Right. 'Cause I had the old Arachno. And he rolls a freaking nat 1. Arachno!
Guys,
Ah! All right,
only
and he
he
does
was
the
a
rogue thing where he tries to hide again, and we'll check on the hiding next on his next turn. Bill Vonner uses a legendary action and casts a spell, and rising up from the ground, it's an obelisk made of amethyst, swirling with arcane powers. Mists, fire, ice crystal, a glare rising from within it. Silver Sphere
this is
Crawler.
legendary.
Yep. Silver Sphere Crawler is... Oh, what kind of speed does this thing have?
Does it have a climb speed?
Okay. Most definitely. Okay. Okay, so it does that to get over. I think it'll go. Yeah, it'll do like a over that way. Here's the thing is, let me put that back and see. Might go this way. Okay, it'll go that way instead. Okay.
Trying to get that aura.
Comes back over that way. Yeah, it wants to get that aura.
Mhm.
It's on Nokki. It's just on Nokki. But that's actually
Nokki
very
just has to move.
that's very
Yeah,
substantial
Nokki
though,
just-
Nokki. Yeah.
For sure. But Nokki just has to move like slightly to get out of the aura.
It fires
Can you
its
remind me
beams.
what the
Fires
can you
its
remind me what
beams.
the aura does again?
No advantage, I believe.
You
Or
cannot
no
have
crits.
advantage.
Okay.
All enemies within the aura cannot have advantage. Critical hits become normal hits, and resistances do not reduce damage.
Okay.
It fires upon you. Advantage for your recklessness. 20?
Yeah, that just hits.
Okay, so then a 17 would miss. Oh my goodness, and an 18. Didn't roll as good as it wanted to. Oh gosh, only hits you the one beam. All right.
Only one hits. Yep.
Oh, it rolls trash. 4 radiant. all that. 4 radiant damage.
Okay.
It should have just dashed. It should have just freaking dashed. Okay.
If it dashed,
I
it
was
would've
expecting. I
definitely-
was expecting to take. I was expecting
Now-
20 damage or something.
I have a question. Does
Oh, it
that
could've done
aura
way
affect
better.
its? Does the aura affect enemies as well? Like his allies?
It's enemies.
So it's just people it can see.
Just you guys. Yeah.
Okay. Well, that would have been nasty.
Yeah. That would make also the creature much worse. Aygir, it is your turn. You are here behind this very large box.
Break the box. Break
I
the
am.
box. It's
No, hell no.
You'll find
no,
special items inside.
What Aygir does is he readies an action to cast a spell once he's got a clear line of sight that doesn't include one of his allies in it.
What spell? Because you have
Lightning
to
bolt.
cast it.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's a lightning bolt.
Okay.
He's got the lightning flashing back and forth between his thunder weapon hands, and is ready to ride that dragon up and blast it at a foe.
Okay. So you cast a lightning bolt, but you hold it at the ready. Is that what I'm understanding?
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
Lightning bolt readied. The arcs of lightning snap and crackle between your gauntlets, and soon it will be unleashed.
Halfway under his breath, softly begins to throat sing a chant in time with the crackling to psych himself up for the mighty step charge incoming.
Yeah, Mongolian throat sing though.
Vapor begins his turn, and the amethyst obelisk whips out with frosty crystals.
Can he even survive this? He has 1 hit point. Like, does it do anything on save?
He must make a strength saving throw.
Strength save, or is it damage?
He utterly fails the strength save. He is encased in ice. It restrains him, and it's feeling like it's going to be very, very cold.
Oh. Okay, well that's not too bad.
Okay. Restrained in ice. He got his reaction back at the start of his turn. It doesn't deal immediate damage, but he can feel it. Like it's going to get cold. It's going to start hurting very soon here, as in start of his turn.
He has... Well, he's going to go down then. He has 1 hit point. There's no way that we're going to be able to heal him.
Does he have a Misty Step to get out of it? He does not have Misty Step.
Well, at the start, as soon as his turn starts, he goes down, doesn't he?
I don't
Misty
think that
Step
happens
is a
right now. The encased creature is restrained and takes 2d6 cold at the start of each of its turns. The turn already started.
Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't realize it was Vapor's turn right now. Okay.
Yeah.
Then that's up to you. I don't know what he has.
No, that'd be at the start of his turn. The start already happened. So, let's see. He used that dimension door. He's got that 3rd level slot. He doesn't... Misty Step is not a spell that he knows.
Nope.
Oh my gosh, he could have tried to counter that spell with his ring of spell storing.
Was that a legendary action spell?
Yeah, it was a legendary action, and Vonder cast the spell. He could have tried to counter it.
I mean, this is the first time it's mattered. It's up to you. Since you control both characters, it's not like we're, doing anything.
I know I've said this before, but I have to reiterate, it really sucks running full player characters as a DM while you're running everything else. I greatly dislike it. Okay, so given that, I'd say he would have tried to have counterspelled it. I know that's what Vapor would have wanted to do if he was just one person focusing on one character and not running a whole game.
He might even fail to counterspell it, I assume.
He does have to make a check, but he has a pretty good shot. He's got a +4 charisma. So it's DC 16. So he's looking for he's looking for 12 or higher on the D20.
All right.
That's a 3. Okay, so nothing changes. It's just the counterspell didn't work.
Use a counterspell. Yeah.
Use a counterspell from the Ring of Spell Storing.
But it's fine. He's going to go down anyways in a moment.
Then he starts his turn. He gets his reaction back. He still has 2 shield spells in that ring. Okay,
it's
so
not gonna matter.
Back to what Vapor is going to... What can he do? He does not have Misty Step to teleport himself out of it.
If he doesn't have any way to...
He can try to break out with like a strength check, but he's not very strong.
No.
He has a cantrip called Wind Blast. And I think I would let him do a
Esper.
What's up?
I would say if he knows that there's almost no chance of getting out of this, he would probably use his 3rd level slot to lightning bolt both the obelisk and Balevonder.
Mm-hmm.
Just to try and do as much damage as he can in hopes that, we'll revivify him or whatever, quick enough.
That does sound like what Vapor would do. Or the other thing that also I think Vapor might do is Wind Blast himself and try to rip himself out of the ice. I'd give him instead of a
What-
strength check a charisma arcana, like a spellcraft.
But what would that accomplish in the scheme of this battle? It would delay. It would save himself, but do nothing to change
Well,
the battle.
It would move him 10 feet, not provoking. He'd get out of the encased
Yeah.
ice. And then he
then
would like get out of Belvander's
legendary
range.
Action,
Vander already used a legendary action to cast the spell.
this turn. Yeah. I think Belvander could finish him with a blast of his cannon if he really wanted to. It's just, I think the lightning bolt. But that's
Alright.
just me.
All right, he'll do the lightning bolt. He got that 3rd level slot back for a reason, right? Here he goes.
Yeah. Because he could just wind blast and then get taken out. Yeah.
All right, lightning bolt, angling the line so it's targeting Vonder, or not targeting, but catching Vonder and the obelisk. He's got an extra d6 on it because of his
Sorry, wait a second. What's
bronzen
happening?
rod.
Vapor
Lightning
is
bolt?
Vapor is
casting
just going to stay in the
lightning bolt.
Okay.
encasements of ice
Nice.
and lightning bolting Vonder and the obelisk.
Very nice.
And maybe the obelisk is concentrating. Maybe this will break it out. You know?
Yeah, it is concentration spell.
Okay.
All right. 9, 11, 15, 22, 25, 28. 28 lightning.
Okay.
Okay, 28
So
lightning.
dex save.
Okay, Vonder makes a dex save. He's got 22. I'm sure that's high enough. So half of
is.
that is 14. Yeah. He's taking damage. And then the obelisk. Let's take a look. Obelisk. There we go. This is a non-magical. Okay, I'm going to say an obelisk doesn't have any chance of succeeding on a dexterity saving throw, and it will just take the lightning damage. And it takes 28, which that is something.
Yeah.
Just
Any
make a
concentration check.
math real quick here. Yes, concentration. So DC 14 con save for Vonder.
For the obelisk. Well, Vonder only took 14. Remember, he made his save. So he just DC 10.
Oh, right. Okay, so there's no chance that he could fail that then.
I was saying if the obelisk was concentrating on
No,
its
Vonder
movement.
cast the spell. He's concentrating on the obelisk.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
So
So, okay. Good enough, I guess, Vapor. And he might be going down.
Yeah.
Corgain Makel, Crystal Dragon, present airlift companion of Aygir.
All right. 80-foot flying speed. Time for that charge. He's going to fly straight at Belvander. See how far, like, say, 40 feet get.
Right, he beats his wings, launches out from behind the box, comes up here.
He'll go
Your
10 feet forward.
lightning bolt, probably you're going to do a similar angling thing and like...
I'm not directly. Yeah. Yep.
well, you gotta get up so that you can do the angle.
Exactly. Yep. Precisely. That is what's going to happen. And
All right, go ahead and roll up your
Belvander gets a
damage.
dex save. Yep. Okay. What did he do on a dex save?
Go ahead and roll the damage.
Oh, I did. It's a total of 22.
22? Okay. Vonder has a 22. So half is
Okay,
11.
Well, he'll have it to 11.
And then 22 to the obelisk. Okay.
Which
The
makes
obelisk
40
looks
damage.
actually pretty damaged, I'd say.
And then how far away is Corgain from Vonder?
45.
This could be bad, but he's going to keep flying in a little closer to get in range of his 30-foot cone.
I mean, remember, Belvander towers above all of us, so you can kind of
Exactly.
Yeah.
aim it over
So,
our
so yeah,
heads.
he can aim his breath weapon at his head and not hit you guys, precisely.
Yeah, the lower portions of the cone are like going into Vonder's head.
Yep.
A radiance breath, is it not?
Indeed.
Okay.
And that's a con save.
He seems good at those.
Well, what are you gonna do?
Even if he succeeds, he still takes half, right?
Yeah, exactly.
And you still get your 10 temp HP, which is probably more important.
Right. That one's 29 damage.
29? Okay. There is something that's happening just before that, though. This obelisk triggers on the two of you. Corgain.
Is that when they come in range?
Corgain, right as you come within range to unleash that breath weapon, strange, pale, greenish mists whip around him. Make a charisma saving throw.
Okay.
Oh my. Yes.
Esper, just to confirm, this is when they move into range, it triggers.
Yep.
18 plus 6 is a 24.
Okay. All right. So the strange mists whip all about Corgan, and he kind of shivers for a spell, and then they just dissipate. Nothing happened. And then Aygir. So many notes. A spectral assault rakes at your mind. Make a wisdom saving throw.
Oh, good. That's definitely better than charisma. He has a 16.
It's not enough. You suffer 11, 12, 14, 17 psychic damage.
Ooh, ouch. Okay.
And now Vonder will make his con save, because now Corgain produces the Radiance Breath. And Corgain comes up with a natural 20 on the con save.
You mean Vonder does. Okay, well, so
Vonder.
half of... yeah, so 29
14.
halves down to... yeah, exactly.
You see Vonder waver a bit on his feet. He looks like he's getting overwhelmed.
It might be all I can do. But if one of you can strike the final blow, that would just be good, wouldn't it? And does Corgain have any movement left? Then he's gonna fly just due south on the map.
What is his move speed? Because he's gone quite a bit. I think he's gone like 55.
It's 80 feet flying.
Is it 80? Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Has he gone
He's a
55?
dragon.
Yeah, here. I'm going to back this up and we'll check again.
Sure.
All right, so he went to there and he had to go up a little bit. Yeah, so, and then he went into like there. Yeah, he's probably gone like
Just
55,
just directly
60.
down on the map.
Okay, so are you like going down here to
In
land?
that full cover, yeah.
Yeah, he doesn't have enough for the full cover.
Okay.
But he can land. He can land there if you're intending him to land.
That'll get him some cover, right?
Potentially.
Okay. Well,
you
that's
probably. Okay, yeah. You don't want to get any closer than that, because if you start your turn, within the range of this, it's going to be getting you, and you notice the range was 30 feet. Ooh,
That's the
right. Yeah, Vonder looks like he's getting overwhelmed.
Strike hard. I'll shoot another of those lightning bolts, but it might be all I have.
Nokki, at the start of your turn. Nokki, at the start of your turn, from the obelisk, a spectral assault rakes and tears at your mind. Make a wisdom saving throw.
Oh, that's not good.
What'd you get, Nick?
I think that's probably... I was thinking of using inspiration, but I think I'll stick with the 18. I think that's probably good enough.
18 succeeds. 21 psychic reduces to 10. Well, Nokki, you see Vonder is getting quite worn down. His armor is getting battered up, banged. He's bleeding in a couple areas. He's a little wobbly on his feet.
Can so right now where's the how big is the aura that's preventing me from getting advantage right now? Like, where does it end?
You are at the
You are
just the
just-
extent of it. Yeah, if you go
So moving
there,
5 feet.
yeah, you get out of it.
Yeah, so could I move there, get out of it, and still get flanking with vapor?
Well, I don't remember if it has to go through the center or just through like one of his squares of his space. Yeah, good enough. I'll say it's flanking.
Okay. I will
We'll say it cuts through
also
like the center
use-
of these squares of his space.
Vapor's about to go down anyways. He's doing his
Yeah.
best to distract him.
And I will. I just want to make sure I have nothing else I want to use. But man, I still have that like. I still have the elemental gem of air, but like using it takes my
No.
action, not a bonus action. So
Dude,
yeah.
no.
No, I know. I'm not. I was just like.
It's
just
also
like,
casting
you
a
should've
spell
given
and you're
extra-
concentrating on it, which would be an end of rage.
Should have given
Exactly.
that to Arachno.
I know. Yeah.
Oh man, that would have been great for Arachno.
Yep.
Yeah.
I didn't even know you
I
had that.
will.
That would have really been nice for Arachno.
Yeah. I'll just yeah, we'll just do our reckless attack again with our flanking.
Yep.
That is
And
27.
Walykos will be screaming at you, saying, "Take him down!"
27, you say? 27. Okay, that is a hit.
Yeah. All right.
I'm probably
That is that's 12 points of damage. We'll go for our next attack.
You come out with like your fingers just bloody red, your claws. Ah! Vonder actually like
Nice.
like shouts, like yells. He's been hurt so much.
Yeah. All right. Here comes the second attack. That is 26.
26, you say? Well,
He's out of shields.
he has one spell slot left. He could shield, but it would put his AC
It's
right
a
at
high
20.
level spell slot.
Well,
Yeah.
it's just a second level spell slot, and it would put his AC right at 26 exactly.
Oh,
So it would still exactly be a hit.
Yeah.
Goodness, we
Oh,
got
shit.
players.
Should have learned to have 2 reactions per turn. Parry and shield. All right.
All right, and then we will go for our third attack.
Nokki, your attack is enough to take Belvander down.
Oh, he's
Oh yeah. All right.
Would you describe this?
Walykos, yeah. So Walykos says, "Take him down." I say, "I will." And then like with my second attack, I feel like if I can be very awesome with that, I feel like I kind of like jump up a bit and just slash him across the chest and just like rake this blood, splatter it on the ground, land on the ground, and then as he falls, I just sort of like stare him in the eyes with my rage and just let him fall in front of me.
can his claws just rend through the armor in this last thematic,
Yeah,
taking him down?
that's what I was thinking. Yeah, that's exactly what I
And
was
that
saying,
way,
like,
as he
slashing through the
falls, there's
chest
just
plate.
this claw mark on
Exactly.
Belvander. Yeah.
Exactly.
You rend Vonder for the final stroke. Now, that's a perfect description. As powerful as he is, you know he couldn't be completely dead, but he is certainly unconscious and dying.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well,
Uh,
I have another attack,
The
Esper.
obelisk goes down, right? Yeah.
The obelisk does go down, yes.
Matters for, start of turn.
Yeah, especially matters
is
for
that-
Vapor.
I was going to say, is that free vapor?
Yeah, spell's gone. Spell effects are
That's
not
awesome.
happening.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
You just saved Vapor's life.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
If you want,
If
make an
he
attack
is-
with
it's-
advantage.
I was about to say, yeah, he is still
You
like
still have to hit.
unconscious, so
But
yeah, of course.
And if you do hit,
See if
it's
I
a
can hit.
critical hit, of course. But...
Oh yeah, I hit. That's 27.
All right,
I'm rolling
that's 2 death saving throw
quite hot
fails.
tonight.
And that
Ah!
Your reign of tyranny is here, Belvandor.
Oh man, this is kind of poetic that Walykos will do the final death.
Hey, does no.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, it is Walykos' turn.
Oh, but never
It
mind.
is
Yeah, there we
Walykos'
go, there we
turn.
go. There we go.
You know what?
Walykos.
If I may, you know what? I'm gonna let Walykos take it. I had a Skitterbolt, but I think it'll be more poetic to Walykos
Yes.
to have it. So you go for it, man.
Walykos, you step down that final step.
I feel like he
If you've
just
done it yet-
leaps onto
You done it
Vapor
yet? Do it.
or onto.
Do it. Don't wait. What are you doing? Just do it.
Shut the fuck up. Don't interrupt me. Walykos jumps onto Belvander's chest. He runs up to his helm and he latches his hand and he pulls the helm off so he can look him in the face. And what does Belvander's face look like, Esper?
Belvander's face is a collection of scars. He's a very, very ugly giant man. His skin is this ashen color, as though it's been calloused and burned over across decades.
And as Walykos looks at this giant who's probably laboring his final, struggling to survive, he's fighting with his death.
Yeah,
Death save.
there's like blood pumping out of him.
Yeah. He makes sure that Belvander, the last thing he sees is Walykos, and he says, "This is for my friend Adriel, you son of a bitch." And he drives the staff downward through one of Belvander's eyes, and I light it up. I use the beam, the radiant beam, to shoot a blast directly into his brain. I still have to hit though. I should probably roll to hit, but I roll triple advantage, so.
You can have my inspiration too if needed.
Well, triple.
I guess he already
advantage,
has advantage, so the inspiration doesn't happen. So I might have goofed a bit on Vapor, but that's okay. I goofed a bit in Vander's favor last session. So.
I assume a 24 is good enough, though.
It is. The radiance, the staff like stabs right through his big eye socket, and the radiance just comes beaming out. You can see even a impression of his skull in there. And
I imagine blood shoots out of the sides of his head, Yeah.
He's a mighty thing, so it doesn't totally explode him, but he just does this kind of crack into a few sections with beams coming out of the cracks.
Yeah. Blood out the ears shooting out.
Yep.
And thus
Belvander has been felled.
So that was one of my attacks. We still have one creature and a banished creature with 9 rounds
That's
on
true.
it. So I say, everyone, get to cover. We'll get Vapor to safety. We need to get out of here.
And Andika and Walykos, is that one the two? Aygir says, peering around the corner.
Everyone come to me. I think it'll be easier if you come to me.
Mm-hmm.
And I want to take cover behind Belvander and get the map out.
Okay. The painting, right?
Yes.
The painting.
Yes. Oh,
Honestly,
yeah.
if we can take Belvander's body with us through this, I
That would
feel
be
like
great.
even though he's huge,
Yeah.
we might be able to hold him
Yeah.
with the dragon, and the dragon takes him through.
Also, if I may, I probably would have done this. I didn't think of it, but yeah, could I also on my turn move below Bondor as well?
You had enough movement, if that's.
Yeah, just to
okay.
get away from that creature. Yeah.
We'll probably have one more barrage, but I'm thinking Vapor goes prone. The big thing is we're coming out in the middle of the air. We'll just have to deal with that. We have ways of feather falling.
Vapor has
yeah,
two.
I think Vapor
No,
has
he has
Featherfall, yeah.
3 second-level slots, so he has enough to feather fall, which affects
Multiple
Nice.
people.
up to 5 falling creatures.
Yeah, so we're good.
Okay.
We also have Corgain to fly with us if need be.
And Avacera also,
Exactly.
she flies, and she has
Yeah.
a 4th second level slot. Cool. Avacera's turn. Speaking of her, she is going to go. I'm thinking, just move her. Yeah, just double move her. She's resistant to radiance. She's not worried about the beams of that thing.
Avacir comes flying out at great speed. Arachno, why did you give me that damn gem?
Poor Arachno.
Comes vaulting down the stairs. I feel actually quite bad for Arachno. He should have been freaking sneak attacking at least some of the other NPCs, like the allies.
The
of Vonder.
The dice just did not go the way, and we had way too many NPCs.
Hey, you You guys,
not make
you guys went with Arachno when you could have had the better rogue and Adriel. You know what I mean? Like, I'm just saying, like.
But then we wouldn't have had Nokki. Like,
cunning
honestly, I don't
That's
know
true.
if we would have won this without Nokki.
That's true. Well, yeah, Adriel would have
powerhouse.
betrayed you. He would have like attacked you. He would have been like,
Yeah, I mean,
hello,
imagine this
Aygir,
fight,
stab.
except instead of Nokki, Adriel
Adriel turns on us.
was there and fighting along with the enemies.
We wouldn't have even survived this long. I think
Probably
Adriel would have
not.
turned on us in the first stairwell.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it would have been bad.
Arachno does cunning action for a double dash.
Makes sense. I don't
This
even
thing
care.
keeps trying to get into melee range, but it can't ever quite get there.
It could
will-
dash.
It's gonna
dash.
fire its beams on Nokki.
Are you mad that I felled your master?
It does not appear to have a speaking ability.
Nor any.
Did you
it's probably
reckless
just
attack?
Following him.
I did
Yeah.
reckless attack, yes. So
Alright.
it would be advantage.
Let's see if it can hit you with more than one beam, and then roll more than a 1 and a 3 on its dice.
I don't think.
Okay, there's 27,
That hits.
28,
That hits.
and 24.
Those all hit.
Ooh,
yeah.
it's coming back for vengeance against you.
You'll be okay, Nokki. You're not gonna go down.
Yeah, no, I have enough hit points, I think.
Well, that's a lot of dice.
I could roll max. Woo!
Max
I rolled
damage.
high. Oh, 17, 27, 32, 40, 43
It's okay,
radiant.
43. I'm still up, yeah. It hurts though.
I rolled very high on the attacks and the damage.
Mm-hmm.
That's a lot different than doing just 4 damage. That was pathetic, that last round.
It's okay.
But it sounds like Noki's still up.
I am still up, yes.
All right. Aygir. I guess just you and Corgain are going to be flying over
Yep.
there.
Yep.
Yeah,
Exactly.
Do you want to do anything with your action? Since you don't have to really,
Yeah, but
do anything.
there's nothing important aside from just getting over there. Actually, you know what? No,
Your spell.
sorry, that's a lie. Whenever if I can finagle a line of sight, I'm gonna try and cast. I have a spell. My spell
Just
refueling
ready-
ring infusion is an action to use, so I'll just use that in case I need to get another.
Getting
lightning
back a
bolt
third level slot.
Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
I mean, that's something. That's something.
You might need it. You don't know.
Vapor dodges.
Actually, could I ask Vapor to activate the map? Can he do it with his turn, with his action? Like I'm holding it. Like I'd let him activate it if he can reach out and activate it. It's
What about
command word,
Artificer?
I believe. No, Vapor.
But
Well,
but what about
oh.
Avasira? Will she be... Vapor could,
Well, the
could
map
ready.
So the map we don't take with us. I thought the map is a portal. So
That's
he's
right.
just opening
Yeah,
the
yeah. She'll
portal.
just go through it. Okay.
Mhm.
So
And
so
then
Vapor...
Yeah.
Yeah, Vapor will say the command word. And the map itself just looks now not like oil paint, but like an actual living, real-life view.
Yeah.
I guess it still does look like oil paint, but what I mean is not a static image. It's a moving image, as though you are looking from the sky down upon the city of Barnacle from up in the air. And Vapor
Remind us
says,
how high up in the air?
quite high. Quite high.
Miles high?
Not miles high. It's 1,000 feet.
Yeah. We have,
And
we have
Vapor
Featherfall, so we're
Vapor
good.
says, we should do this. We have to do this together.
Yep.
That's fine. Is there a chance this thing is going to kill somebody? I don't think there is.
Vapor.
Well, I mean,
It got
well,
Vapor.
me as well. Like if he hits me again.
Oh gosh. Okay.
So
So
here's the thing.
this Vapor's got the
Noki
feather fall
grapple-
though.
No, yeah, but Noki can grapple Vapor and jump through with him.
Uh-huh.
Mhm.
Or whoever's last in the order, because
Noki's actually last.
I could
Yeah,
just
so
like push everyone into it with myself.
So here's my thought. Noki.
It's fine.
Grapple,
It's fine.
Vapor.
It doesn't matter at all. It doesn't matter at all. Because just like somebody can ready an action and It's fine.
That's
You
what
all,
I'm
you all,
thinking. Like, we
you all
already
basically
actually
go through it
confirmed.
together. Noki probably,
Correct.
waits a minute and maybe grabs onto Vapor, and then Avasir comes in last, but she's flying. So
Yeah.
you all, like, one at a time or even a couple together, like, physically
the
try
only-
to put yourself into this painting, and when you touch it, you, like, meld into the painting, and there's the strangest sensation. It just feels like these, like, worms, like a tidal wave of worms just goes, like, wriggling all through your whole body, inside to
I have
out.
a question, Esper. Before you send us through that portal, is there any way to get Bale Vonder through the portal as well? I know he's gonna fall. Like, I don't know where he's gonna fall.
It would be
like,
nice to
this-
take him out.
Corgain,
I thought- it's
Corgain,
pretty
like,
right?
grabs a hold of Vonder.
Wait, can,
And
can
he's
I can I also pull it as well, Corgain?
Sure, Noki lends in some muscle, and, like, you put him
Just
there
kick him through.
as though an
Yeah, just let him
object
fall through.
you're carrying, and really it's more like an object, I think, that well,
Yeah.
actually, Noki is considered the carrying capacity of a large-sized creature, so both Noki and
yeah.
Corgain could
Exactly.
suffice
Exactly.
for
Yep.
Vonder's corpse being considered like a carried a carried
Yeah, I was
or-
gonna
or
mention that. I was
held
like, Noki
item.
can actually like help with this a lot. Yeah.
Not that I would care about his magic items or anything. I mean, that's minor. It's more.
we
for
just
the
want
fact that
to we just want to show. Yeah.
And I don't want anyone to revive him. Like,
Right.
suddenly
Exactly.
a Great runs in as soon
Revivify.
as we leave and revivifies him or
Yep.
something. You know?
Yep.
That's hilarious.
I'd
So-
rather be 100%.
As we're going
Yeah.
through,
I agree.
Aygir's hand shoots back through, and then he remembers he's not wearing a hat, he's wearing a helmet, and then retracts and shuts his visor as they all go.
I thought you said he's going to go back and check the area for one more turn.
Nah, not. he
Go
probably
search for
remarks
treasure
about that, but
or
yeah.
hidden items.
Yeah. No, Aygir's just like, guys, I'll be there in just a
No,
second.
no, I'm not doing that here. I'll wait for the whole army to come by, and then maybe I'll have a show.
All right, so you all go through, and immediately this like wind is starting to blast you in the face, and Vapor casts this featherfall.
Just get
And it's like
4 of
Vapor
us. Yeah.
and Walykos and Noki and Arachno get the featherfall, and he'll put it on Aygir just in case, though Aygir's
If you
clinging
motherfuckers ever
tenaciously.
ridden a dragon, I'm riding a
Dragon.
dragon.
And then
Iron
Avasir
Shoulder
comes.
is dead.
Avasir comes
Oh,
from
we're,
behind you, and
do we just hear like a big thud of Belvondor hitting the ground?
well, Belvonder just goes like, just falling,
Yeah.
and he's hurtling toward Barnacle.
I mean,
Oh, he's gonna
but
like
here's the
fall,
thing.
fall in the middle. No, he should like fall in the middle of the square so like everyone sees that we vanquished Belvondor. That'd be amazing.
I would hope that with 1,000 feet, like, I don't know where he's gonna land.
I'm rolling.
could
I'm
land
rolling
on-
for
It would
this.
be
Yeah.
be so thematic though. Like if you have him land like in the middle of Barnacle where everyone can see.
Just land right in the Duke's, like,
Exactly.
table.
Yeah.
I'm rolling.
Like everyone
Here we
gets
go.
to
Adriel
see.
Ventavale,
Okay,
on
let's
this
see.
day, we have finally decided to release you for good behavior.
The best would be the crumble. Oh, it lands on the orphanage.
Belvonder's corpse plummets through the rush of air through the sky, hurtling, and impales on a spike of one of the spires of old Castle Aeberg.
Yes.
But the
Yeah.
force is so great that he doesn't stay impaled on it. It actually like rips him into two pieces, and they like they fall
Oh,
to either
right.
side.
But that gets rid of the momentum,
Nice.
so it won't, like, crush people
Yeah.
too badly.
Exactly.
Bit of structural damage there. And
But they'll tell the story. They'll tell the story for 100 years when Bale Vonder came falling out of the sky onto Old Castle.
Exactly. And then the heroes just floating to the
But wait,
ground.
but wait. The portal's still open. Does the skittering thing come leaping through the portal after
Yeah,
us?
does he try and chase us?
I feel like that would just be poetic. Its last attempt. And Esper, you could even make your beam attacks, as it falls to its death.
Oh gosh, yeah, it might be able to get off a couple beam attacks as it falls to the air. I don't think it actually goes to the portal though.
Yeah, that's
I don't think it's
That's
not quite intelligent
smart.
enough to really figure that out.
Yeah.
as soon as it can no longer detect us because we've
It has a kind of intelligence, imbued into it. So it's
like
not
an elemental.
it's not it's not really dumb, but it is a construct. It doesn't really have personality. Yeah. So
We've left its sensors once we teleport. So and as soon as we land on the ground below, I'll just say the last thing. I say the command word and crush the gem, and suddenly the picture teleports to me across the world.
Nice.
painting comes back
that off.
into your hand. Woo! All right. Well done. I knew you guys had a good shot at it. That really the thing that I think totally kicked
Barbarian
Vonder in the
rage.
ass, aside from the Barbarian.
Having
rage,
another rage.
and the fact that he lost his actions on
yeah.
that turn from the haste getting dispelled.
Yeah.
No,
So
if I hadn't have gotten another rage, I wouldn't have been able to do those 3 attacks.
I
every
know
turn.
that you
Like,
were
I needed the
discussing,
rage.
Esper, that Vapor would do the dispel. The problem with that is he would have had a whole turn of actions to blow us up. So I was like, why don't
Exactly.
I just use my 1/3 spell slot to dispel?
Yeah.
Started off early. Also, Vapor, I know he's not even here, but this is very similar to the whole campaign. His spells always came in like MVP. The Dimension Door saved 3 turns of running. I guarantee if you measure it, Nokki would have been running for like 3 turns just to get in range with dash.
Oh yeah.
That getting him there that turn is what won us that fight. That and the, probably like everything from lightning bolt to, counter spells. Yeah.
Well done, Vapor and all. The foe of many an age, the foe of generations even, has been felled. And along with him, you have taken down some of his powerful allies. A grievous blow has been struck against the giants in Haven Isle. A decapitating strike. The head has been severed from that body. And the mastermind who has plotted and struck against in clandestine ways the elves for many a decade is now gone. The giant forces that are currently gummed up at Holmes Gate and its collapse, perhaps they've learned of this. You're not sure. But they soon go on the retreat, heading back to the land of the grandfathers and the giant tongue before the armada, or at least naval reinforcements from Terra Morgana, arrive from the east. And you all are heralded as grand champions of the city of Barnacle, and really of all of Haven Isle. I think it would only be appropriate if we do at least a little bit here, where maybe somebody wants a quick role-playing scene, or maybe somebody wants to talk about what their character goes on to do after, in the aftermath of all of this.
Yeah, an epilogue scene for each character.
We got plenty of time. I mean, yeah.
An epilogue scene for each character, I think, would be fantastic. I think Vapor would go back west to try to reconcile with his grandfather.
If I may, Vapor also, I think, would have gone to my first character's mother, to talk with her, perhaps,
To Eldwin's
about
mother?
finally. Yeah, exactly.
Mm-hmm.
Finally, justice.
Exactly. Finally, justice for your son and stuff like that, right?
Sure. I mean, the Night Stalker was a weapon wielded by Vonder.
Yep. Yeah, I think, if I may, I'm not Vince. I don't know Vince like as well as he would do everything. But from all our conversations, I think his mind would turn back to his grandfather, and knowing what he knows now, he'd want to free his grandfather from his shackles because he was shackled by the living storm
Oh yeah.
to be there. And now that he's kind of come into his own wild magical power, I think he'd look to that and possibly a little bit of the Feywildy kind of. I don't know if that was you or Aygir, maybe. Yeah, if that was Vince or Aygir, looking at the Feywild as potentially of interest. But if I may, in his epilogue scene, as we see him setting sail back, Vapor, staring out over the side of the ship, opens up his hand and he's holding something in it. It's a little bit of red ruby mirror shard that he took after the Battle of Balemander from the wreckage. And he has some ideas how he's going to use this with his own power to potentially set things, change things once he gets home to his grandfather.
Restore things.
How he'll do that? Well, who knows? We'll have to see. Maybe Vince will give you a little epilogue himself if you message him privately at some point.
Yeah. I guess
I'll definitely
I
send
guess
him a
for
message about the conclusion of this.
Yeah.
I guess for Nokki, I think he'd probably, say goodbyes to his goodbyes to, Walykos and Aygir and Vapor as well, of course, and explain like his gratitude for allowing him to like become something, bigger than himself, someone that could, kind of save people for once, since, his life had been sometimes in the past not helping people, but now he could. And then after that, he would say that, after all of this, I think that I'd like to start supporting my daughter a little bit more. Personally, I would like to return to her and help her in any way I can. But it was an honor to fight amongst the Vanguard, and I'm sure that our paths will come again. And if you ever need my help in the future, you know where to find me.
Walykos puts a hand on your shoulder, and I assume Aygir and Vapor are also there. This is before we go our ways. And he'll say,
Of course.
You didn't fight with the Vanguard. You are the Vanguard. You are just as much as any of us, if not more. After seeing what you did, you might not have been with us as long as, myself and Aygir, or even their companions before we came along, but you're the Vanguard. If you ever need anything, just call, and we'll come.
Yeah, I'll like clasp your arm, and say, "Thank you for that, Walykos. That's what I've been wanting to hear for a while. I'm glad I could be something, or be part of something more than and greater than just myself."
Oh, and when you go see your daughter, we put some stuff together for you. I give him a bag. This is with the gratitude of the Duke. A little something to help her in her studies.
Yeah, I'll take that graciously.
Don't open it now, though. We don't need to look in there and find out what it is. It'll be more mysterious this way.
Can you shake it? Does it jingle?
Yeah, yeah.
I might.
Yeah, I will.
It doesn't
probably
jingle
say,
because it's
I'm
just
sure I
one
wouldn't-
single astral diamond.
Yeah.
Nice.
Or it could be
Yeah, I'll
scrolls.
say.
Or
Yeah, it
something.
could be
Yeah,
scrolls,
I'll say. I'm sure that I wouldn't understand how to use it anyway, but I'm positive that my daughter will find some use for it.
If nothing else, it'll just help her in her making her life easier. I know that you told us that she has difficulties because of the way that she was treated, but she's going to make a new start, and people will treat her right when she is a mage, because she'll have power then.
She will become the greatest mage in all the land, and I hope that when she graduates, I can see you all there as well.
I think we can figure something out. Here, take a sending stone. I toss you a sending stone. We all have these
Grab-
now. They got a full set for us. We each have one sending stone for each of us. You know, they've got a little V engraved on them, like a little insignia of the Vanguard.
They're customized sending stones, custom sending stones. Yeah.
Or like challenge coins or something. You just like present in part of the Vanguard.
Maybe
Yeah.
maybe
No, it's
this
good.
coin
No,
should
no, it's
give
good. It's gonna.
yeah.
What is it gonna be? In next time we come back to Mirrorborn, we're all gonna get a call. It's gonna say Vanguard, a symbol.
I mean, maybe. But yeah, this is just something to stay in touch. No matter how far you may be. If you call, we'll answer. Well, I can't speak for this guy. He's going to be, going back to his steps and, screwing around over there.
After the various ceremonies and official affairs, have been wrapped up, Corgain Mikkel will speak to you all, and in Barnacle he keeps to this elf-looking form.
Yeah.
Well, I will not lie. My hope did falter during that last battle. I did not lose it, but it did falter. I have heard tell the various testimonies of those who have approached the very aperture of the great pit of death and returned. And now I too have gazed into that abyss and come back. I praise Avasira and her mother Utsira for this. It is by her divine graces alone that we prevailed. Bonder claimed that he was the god of that realm, and I think he was right. But he was not the greater of the forces that day. I feel this has altered the course of my life. And I do not know if I will be able to remain here in Haven Isle. I feel I have served my purpose. A chapter has closed.
There's a bittersweet sort of smile on Walykos' face. Well, it's been a journey, and all journeys must come to an end sometimes. But wherever you go, I hope that your success, the success that you had with us, Vanguard, is never too far, and that you'll remember it for all of your days.
Yes, I had thought to ask if you wish to see the Cloud Step, but your path leads further north, further west. It is yours to decide. But like Walykos said, and he just sort of trailed off.
I think I have spent too long in this form. Gesturing to his humanoid body.
Yeah.
The age of dragons ended long ago, and I thought that I had done well in accepting that. But fighting in my true form, facing such terrible foes, worthy opponents, one might say, seems to have rekindled something within me, something that I have not felt since I was a young one. Let us see. It may not be the dragon's last breath just yet in this world.
Just smiles and nods. Yeah. Well, thank you for all that you've done. For me, for my friends, for all the people of Haven Isle. We owe you a debt, and I personally owe you a debt that I wish I could repay, but I'll just have to live with that.
You certainly
Thank
got
you
me
for
out of
saying
trouble,
that,
too.
and I will indeed carry in my memory and in my heart this vanguard, this fellowship, and we might all feel a sense of debt to one another. Though again,
going to,
I must submit that the greatest debt is owed to the White Raven.
Oh, I'm sure that's a debt I'll be paying from now until my last day. I don't even consider it a debt so much as just a privilege of a sort. Both a debt and a privilege.
You were wise to follow her light to turn a new leaf, Walykos.
I honestly don't think that this could have been done without her. Like you said, if I had not seized that opportunity, I think that Belvander would have been sitting here in the city now, and we'd either all be dead or hiding in the crumble or somewhere on Haven Isle, biding our time just as he did for hundreds of years.
You speak the truth. You speak the truth. Keep to that light, Walykos. I'm sure that you will.
I'll do my best. It helps to have good examples, good teachers to follow. And you taught me a lot, Corgay. Nick, did you want to say something real quick? I didn't want to deny.
Oh yeah, no, I was gonna say once Corgain does decide to like leave us and like goes on way, Nokki give him like a big bear hug. Like he'd be like, "Oh, it was good meeting you, Corgain. I'm glad we could fight together one last
Get
time."
off me, giant! He shoves you. Just
Yeah.
kidding.
He doesn't say get off me, giant, but he does say,
I
I never imagined in all my days that I would fight side by side with, well, if not a giant, someone giant-blooded. But it was an honor to call you a brother in battle.
Yes, and as it was mine as well, Corgain. You're a good man, dragon.
Trogdor.
Well,
We were all thinking.
after seeing the goodness of the White Raven, I do not know that I could ever call me or any other person good. But we are only good as so far as we are able to stay in that light of hers and to share in it. I'm sure you will do well by your daughter.
I'll give him a nod.
Any
Aygir,
other scene?
hopefully you are the last person ever to be mounted upon my back. But I would do it again if it came to absolute necessity once more.
Well, good. I didn't see you complaining much about it. But
There was
yes,
little
yes.
time to complain when your life is flashing before your eyes.
You did heal him quite a bit too.
Yeah, I did.
I have but one request for you. I guess this applies
is?
to all of the Vanguard, but particularly you, Aygir. Don't go planting the seeds for Bard's songs about Aygir the Dragon Rider.
Oh,
You are not a Dragon Rider. You are a Drake Rider, yes. I was merely helping carry you momentarily.
We'll keep them till after you're dead, Aygir. I mean,
you're no saber-tooth. I have not ever heard of any of my clan riding a dragon. I think if I were to tell any of them that, they would assume it's an exaggeration.
You were clutching a hold of me for dear life as I was flying through the air. That's how it
If you want
went.
to put it that way.
Yeah.
I just gotta laugh. It's like, the dragon still has his pride.
I'm serious. I don't want to hear any damned Bard songs about Aygir the Dragon Rider.
I'll just make sure they write them about your breath and my lightning.
Still,
They
I'm
need
sure
not
that
know
I'm sure
that
there will be-
that I am a dragon at all. I am an elven warrior
sure-
of
Oh, you're a what?
experience.
You're a what?
An elven warrior of
Exactly.
experience.
we cut to the bushes nearby where Pippi Longstocking is like
Oh
writing
yeah, Lami.
furiously.
Pippi
Lami
Yeah,
Longstocking.
he's
Longstocking.
been listening.
Sorry.
Yeah,
He's just like eyes
Lonnie.
wide, mouth open, as he's writing down the
He's the
Dragon Rider.
Terrific Dragon Rider.
Hey.
Yeah, no. His next book is going to be The Goblin and the Dragon.
Oh my.
Do we want to
Aygir,
move to
did
another
you have
scene, or-
anything?
Yeah.
Well, Aygir, did you have anything you wanted to do for your kind of going off?
Well, yeah, I mean, I figure after this, probably.
Fast forward as much.
What was that?
I said fast forward as much as you need to get like to the scene that you want.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I figure it's probably Aygir and Walykos, the last two in the area right now, at least, gathering in the arcane sanctum in front of D'Amico's tomb. And he's saying, I don't know what it is. He is not like you, not really, but there's something of my old friend that I see in you a little bit. I wonder what it was. I don't know what it was, but
would hope
we'll
that
see
he
where I'm
made-
going with this. But I need someone to watch over this place. I don't think I'm going to stay here. There are places to the west, Gatlixa, I think even some deep ruins under Dodekachilia, but
There's a lot that happened here. Not all of it pleasant. I'm sure the Duke would love for me to, take his knighthood and keep on, being a political symbol for him to the city of security and safety after losing Varric. Yeah.
who by the
and-
way,
and
there's
Walykos-
a statue of him now.
Yeah, Walykos
here.
has a memory, and I'm not going to go through a full scene, but we're doing a memory within a memory here of when we
Nice.
first got back to Barnacle. We had Varric's body with us because we grabbed it when we ran, and bringing his body home was very difficult, and there was sobbing, and there was the Mantavales, probably just distraught and everything. But
Another great loss to the Mantavales. Yeah.
yeah, Adriel being like maybe one of the only Mantavales still left alive, that is of like the youngest generation.
Yeah. Also, one
in
of,
terms
the
of
few that are,
Scion.
warriors of renown.
yeah, like combat prowess.
Yeah.
There might be some young Mantavales. Maybe there's another generation still to be, to raise.
There are what we would call acolytes, younger apprentices in either the divine arts or the arcane arts.
But yeah, Walykos brought the body home, and then during the funeral and everything, he just kind of stood back. Like he wasn't part of the family, but he was present, maybe in the back at most of the the things. And then we cut back to the current scene, which is back at the grave. Is that sorry, what were you saying? I went away there for a moment.
Oh, I just said that that I'm going away for a while, so someone has to watch this place. He says,
don't
turning
Yeah.
to Arachno, who's been standing behind Walykos this whole time.
Honestly, Arachno might set up his own, in the arcane laboratory.
Right, and says,
A little bit
he
of a
says,
workshop for him.
and take care of Connor Spindle too. He's not exactly a spring tight sail.
I'm sure Connus has many years of smoking the
Right. A good Grove Sheen.
Grove Sheen. He left in him. Yeah. I honestly, I think he'll outlive us all. But yeah, I'll check in on it when I'm in the area. I might stop by. I still have the map,
I suppose you'd
Right.
say this is personal, but where are you going first?
Well, I had some thoughts. There was, well, I have some thoughts. I don't want to spoil anything. Let's just say I'm going to travel around. I might leave Haven Isle. Um, there are some places, dangerous places that I might end up going. I do want to get that map, another scroll or something cast on that map so that we can use it to come back to Barnacle. But
Would be useful, wouldn't it?
I've done some things in my life, and honestly, the White Raven, I don't think that she's one to kind of sit and do nothing either. I think she needs me to go where I'm needed.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So I'll follow her guidance.
I'm a lucky man to not be chained to that, but
It's not
if you ever
chained.
get yourself in too much trouble, don't be afraid to use this.
I hold up my matching stone. Yep.
Yeah.
I'll be sure to send a message, whether I'm a continent away or just down the street.
And then I don't know if you had another one, but I kind of envisioned like the two of us riding a different Xena out of town and slowly going different ways. But
yeah,
there's
there's one or two other scenes that I have in my mind, and I'm gonna just kind of lay them out a little bit.
And then there's one
one's-
last one I think too, with one character that's not yet so far.
Well, one of mine involves Adriel, so I know what you're talking about.
Okay, you're actually all right. Sure.
Yeah, I do have something for Adriel. I'm kind of saving it for last because I figured then we can do his and mine at the same time.
The Adriel one should be the last one, yeah.
Yeah. I wanted to do something with the White Raven. I wanted to see, like, what her feelings were. Like, my thoughts are, I'm now basically a paladin without being the paladin class of the White Raven. I'm a ranger.
If you have that, then I have a Kana Spindle, but go ahead with that first.
Sure, yeah. So Esper, this is after the battle. This is after the scenes that we've described. Maybe on the last night that everyone's still in town, I'll go off on my own, and maybe I'll be in the rookery, the tower where me and Adriel shared, because that's where the White Raven kind of first appeared to him. So I think that's where he'll call to her and ask her to, at least commune with him, if she's not physically nearby.
You stand out on the balcony of the rookery that night, up in the tower. It has a good height to it. Obviously not the highest of towers. The Storm Tower is the highest of the Mantivales, but still quite a view of the city of Barnacle and a few of the lantern and lamps lit at night, putting little accents and twinkles to the dim urban landscape. And the White Raven comes to speak with you. A bird, one that does fly, but there's a sort of graceful floating in the way that she flies, and an ever-present halo or nimbus of this celestial, pure white light that reaches an iridescence at its at kind of the extents, the bounds of your field of vision.
Yeah.
My favored and blessed soul, Walykos, you have braved the darkest hour. It troubles me that you lost hope. Why did you despair, Walykos?
I am not. I've probably for the same reason that I joined Belvond to begin with. I've never been one with a strength of will. I've always wanted to follow something greater than myself. I've always just things worked out for me. And that's how it's always been. I've just gone along with the way things are. And in that moment, when Belvander kept putting more and more in front of us, all I saw was your shape. You were the beacon. You were the one who I saw perhaps defeating Belvander, but not me. I never even believed that I would even be able to land a blow on him. And funny enough, the only blow that I landed on him was his final death blow.
A decisive blow it was, and he deserved that death. You were an instrument of justice, and it had to be done.
Justice
It
is
is
kind of,
my will and my wish for you to never again despair, Walykos. For even if your mortal form should fall and be broken and slain, your spirit would be with me in a celestial realm that very day.
that's a promise that you're making me, that now I am to be delivered unto your celestial realm.
I know your heart and I know your spirit, Walykos. You are exalted in my realm. Do not fear that which can only harm your body. As long as you do not give in to the corruptions and the abandonment of your soul.
Avacera, we've gone through a lot together now, and I've always looked to you. You've been honestly a paragon for what I should do with my life since I turned away from the dark path. But I have something now that I want to ask you, and I hope you don't think lesser of me for it. I want you to help me save Adriel.
Anything that you ask of me, I will do all that I can to give it to you, Walykos.
I want him to have a place in your realm as well. If we can find a way to save him. I think that he was, like me, misled. He made mistakes. And I know that he doesn't necessarily regret them yet, but I think that with time and with patience, and with maybe even the love of a friend and, maybe help from a divine being such as yourself, maybe we can show him that there's another way. If you do this for me, I swear with all of my being that I will serve you faithfully till the end of my days.
I am by your side always, Walykos.
And that I don't know what I've done to deserve that, but I will return that same faith that you put in me with faith in you.
I am pleased to hear this. Adriel, well, I always have hope for him and for all. Though there is a certain murkiness about him. When I try to peer deep into Adriel's heart, I see that there is a innermost chamber that only Adriel has access to. Only he can go there, and he allows no one else in that place. Will he unlock this door? Will he tear down this wall of iron? It is my great hope.
I think there's a chance that we can.
Decision.
Yeah. I know that we can't choose for him, but I think if we can at least give him a chance. He's had months. He's had at least, some time now to consider sort of his situation. And honestly, I hope to reflect on his own choices. Maybe to see that they weren't the best choices, no matter, what his intentions were. He may have had the best of intentions. But
oftentimes that is the case.
Yeah.
He is not a demon. So he
Yeah.
must be operating with intentions of doing what he thinks is for the good or for the better, misguided
I'll
though
be
it might
honest.
be.
I think changing his heart with my help might be a task just as accomplishable as taking down Belvander in the heart of his fortress. It will be difficult, but I think it's possible. So, if you're with me, I'll talk to the Duke. Maybe we can get him released to our custody. Maybe just an exile from the city, and we can leave the city and go to a place where we can give him opportunities to grow, to become a better man than he was. Not as a Mantevale, not with the burdens of, what he felt he had to do, but just as Walykos and Adriel. And of course you, Officer. But that goes without saying.
I'm with you in that. That is good.
All right. That's really all I wanted to say. I expected more resistance. Like there's almost like a wavery. You can't really see like that I'm almost crying, but like it's like there's a relief. There's just like a burden that's lifted as Walykos realizes he's not going to be told no. That Adriel has to be punished, because that's just the way of it. Yeah.
Well, the punishment that Adriel is facing is due him. It is just.
Yes.
But
I didn't mean to say that.
There
it
is
wasn't.
more. There is more than only punishment. Those who turn to my light, I care for them. I hold love for them in my heart, a certain love that perhaps a mother might have for her child, or a father for his child. Who could turn away one's own child who attempts to reconcile with the parent?
I'm hoping that, just like his grandfather, Adriel might be able to accept in time, not right away. I know he might not accept right away, but maybe he'll slowly come around, and he might be able to, like his grandfather, repent and start paying off what he's done.
It is a great hope, and I do keep to that hope. I do not waver in that hope. But it will be Adriel's choice to walk this path, to take this up, to drink this cup, or to not.
If nothing else, I almost feel as though Adriel is my responsibility in some ways too, and I'll take responsibility.
As I feel a motherly connection to you, you feel a brotherly connection to him. That is plain to see.
Yeah. We'll make sure that he gets what he needs. That's all we can do. All right.
So,
this is a relief.
So Walykos, he feels a kind of a weight off of his chest, and is he going to soon go to Adriel's cell, like arrange a private meeting?
If Walykos, I'm sure the Duke, when we came back, probably the Duke was like very lavish praises. Would the Duke have made some sort of like grand gesture of like?
Yeah, there was
make a
grand
request?
celebrations occurred.
Oh,
Yeah,
sort of one of those things like ask me anything you want and I will grant
Yeah,
it.
and even if the Duke didn't say those exact words, I feel like Walykos would try to set up a private meeting and be like, Duke, I do have a request, and take as much time as you need to think about it. But yes, he would ask for Adriel to be released to him and the White Raven's custody. They'll leave the city. They will not return, not without an exile being lifted for however long the Duke determines. it's necessary. But he kind of gives the broad strokes that he will take responsibility for Adriel. Maybe Adriel can become more than just a shameful, prisoner locked in the dungeon for the rest of his life.
And the only reason he is locked instead of just outright executed
was
noble.
Because I requested it. Yeah.
No, and he's
Well,
noble blood, so that
true.
complicates things.
I felt like they were still
things
in
his favor, is what I mean by that. It's not as simple.
Yeah,
as,
for sure.
All right.
There were a few moments though where
Hang him
Adriel
up.
was like talking smack to the Duke, and he was like getting pissed. He was like, "I'm gonna."
Yeah, the
like,
Duke
Oh
was
yeah,
ready to
yeah.
just
You were
execute him.
really pushing the envelope. It was like one more word out of your mouth, and like your head's gonna roll.
Yeah.
So, the Duke's, he's a short-tempered fellow, as you know, and pretty boisterous.
But he's
fellow.
got a keen mind. He probably sees there's benefit.
Yeah, he does have a keen mind, and he's not a fool. Even though his temper can get the best of him in certain moments. So he doesn't give you an answer right away. He does take some time, and he speaks with Seneschal, Crane Wellings, and some others. And
the grandfather of the Master of Rituals.
Yeah, Duncan Mantevale. And
it's good.
You eventually receive a missive, let's call it, a letter, delivered to you by the Seneschal himself, and it is signed and sealed by the Duke, agreeing to your terms that Adriel can be released on these conditions that you had outlined. He is, you are vouching for him, and he is going to be in exile from Barnacle.
I wanted to make sure that was exile, because I think that's important, that he can't just resume his life in Barnacle. That would be way too complicated.
It would be too complicated. It would
tempt him to go back to his own ways.
It would also have social repercussions as well.
Exactly.
Also, that would put certain dangers out there of maybe people would want to attack him or the Mantevale. It's
use him as a political figure. Yeah, I get it.
They can try to attack me. We'll see how far they get. No.
Well, remember, you're still just like level 8 or 9 at that point. We're like 2 levels above.
True. Yeah, that's true. That's true. Yeah.
You've got no experience.
What do you mean? I've been training in the dungeon. You know, I've been doing my push-ups and my sit-ups and stuff.
Leo in The Departed, just like doing bar push-ups.
Yeah. I had my own like prison scene where like I get stronger and everything.
Your uncle Iroh, you look like at the corner whenever the guard's looking, and then you like muscles, come
exactly.
out.
Exactly.
Now, you're all assuming that they've been feeding him well, and he's not just gotten all scrawny and lost like 3 to his strength and constitution scores.
Probably. But let's cut to the scene then with the dungeon. Going to the dungeon. I think that's.
Well, actually, if there's
anything else before the Adriel scene, though.
Before that, I think that's the last one.
Please.
The last thing for Aygir is actually far-ish, a while into the future of that. Of far to the west in the Cloud Steppe, in a camp of a riding clan of hobgoblins, in one of the lead tents, where a messenger comes in and delivers a leather-bound message of some kind to someone who turns out to be Aygir, who unravels and unwraps it to find a ruby shard addressed from Canis Spindle in Barnacle. Just like, you old Ogong. What am I going to do with this? That's all that has to be.
There's also still fighting in the west.
Orcs.
Like the orc.
It's probably
raiders.
a war camp. Yeah.
Yeah. They were mustering, heading eastward towards Vattenhold, but word's gonna spread. Vondra is defeated, and orcs aren't really known for just saying, "Well, darn it, let's just go home, everybody." Just the orcs are might makes right. Some other chieftains can be like, "I'm a leader now," and we're going back and like sacking more goblinoid settlements.
What do you mean? They can just all be friends now, you know? Everything is good now. War, you know, after wars and just everyone, you know, becomes peaceful and nothing bad ever happens. You
Come
know?
on, it's the end
Yeah,
of the
no, no
movie, Esper. We
resentment,
got to
no
wrap it all up.
revenge,
In
generational
fact,
rage.
yeah,
Yeah.
At the end of the
The
movie,
Like
all
think
the
about
pilots
like
are
in the
wrapped up.
I think at the end of episode 6, you know, like there was peace in the galaxy. The Republic immediately became a thing again. You know, all the Imperials were like, "Oh yeah, we're good guys now. We're gonna help you
We don't
guys
talk
out."
about
Like
the
everything.
sequels. Nick, we don't
that
talk about
didn't
the
Okay.
happen.
Let's not go there.
But yeah, that scene in the camp happened after a battle in which some hobgoblins had victoriously ambushed a group of orcs, but maybe taken some losses in the fighting to show that the war is still going on for a while.
Cool.
But
Yeah, yeah.
yeah.
And
Oh
I
my
think
God,
his
the-
perfect kind of spindle sent you a missive. I imagine he wrote something in there like, you know, well done is nothing like taking the castle Aeberg, but you know, hey, you did well enough for what you had.
A castle, he says, looking at the ruby in the light.
I'm curious
Something
what
is,
happened to the corpse of Bail Vonder. Like, where did that like end up?
right?
Like, it came off the spire.
It's lying in
It
pieces in
did
some
not
alleyway.
disappear.
There are
It
elven
was
children
definitely
making up rhymes
cleaned
about
up
it.
and taken, and I'm sure his
Oh.
armor, like his suit of armor, is going to be like repaired and put together.
A
And,
trophy.
yeah, it's going to be mounted up as like a trophy at High Castle, Long
I
Castle.
like to think there's like a finger just in an alleyway somewhere, and there are elven children making up rhymes about it and like kicking it every day. You know,
Mama, can we add this to the stew? No.
what is that?
We'll have the ghost of
It's not the size of
Belvander
the
coming
pot.
back for his finger at night.
Oh man, what a way to kill a big bad. Well, he was already dead, but what a way to like end his death. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Anyways, sorry. Continue. You was there anything else before we get to this last?
I think it is now time for the
It's
final
April
scene
time,
of the
yeah.
MIRRORMOURN campaign of Walykos going and visiting with his brotherly friend Adriel.
Nick, I'm gonna let you start. Is there anything that you want to add to the scene, or anything that you want to say before the thing happened?
What do you think?
You can show.
Are we
if you
are we
want
s-
to.
yeah, yeah, I think honestly, like I think if we're starting in the dungeon, you know, Adriel's, you know, probably been not super well nourished, like Esper said, and he's probably just, you know, he's been just hanging here, right? Because they have to keep him locked up because if he has vision, he can misty step out. So he's got like the blindfold on, he's got his arms like latched down, so he can't really move at all. And
I'm sure
he-
they
when
could
he pro-
find some way to deal with you with enough time. But yeah,
yeah, and you know, I probably hear like the lock of the dungeon open, and I'd probably like lift my head up a bit and say, because probably no one's really probably come in here for a while except maybe to like give me food or something. I say, you know,
in weeks.
Yeah, I'd be-
months.
yeah, I'd probably be surprised. Maybe it's like not my dinner time or something. Yeah, I'd say, who's there?
There's a silence, a pause for a moment, and then you sense him before he speaks. Like it's almost like you know this presence.
Mhm.
And Walykos will
Yeah.
say, "Hello, Adriel. I don't know if word
Walykos.
reaches you down here, but Bail Vonder's dead."
There'd definitely be like a bit of a pause between us. I'd say, you all actually won.
We did, but not all of us that went to kill him came back alive. Notably, your cousin, Varric, he gave his life to make sure that Belvander died.
You see, so I suppose that I'm the last of the one of the last few Mantivales out there. It's a shame. Barrick and I
wouldn't
didn't
put
always see eye to eye, but he wasn't a bad man.
I'm sure there are many things that we regret that we say, but I'm not here for that. There'll be time to mourn him later. And you actually feel like Walykos like going over to you, and he starts unshackling your shackles.
Yeah, as you're doing that, like I'm not gonna fight back on them and say, so did they send you to take me to the hangman's noose?
Something like that.
Yeah, I kind of like rub my wrists and whatnot. And like you don't even see me going for my blindfold or
Yeah.
anything yet because I'm like Adriel like is assuming that like this is his time, right? Like he's like kind of he says, well, if it was anyone, I suppose that it's best that it's you.
Idril, we've known each other since we were children. We're more brothers than many blood noble brothers are.
Yeah, you
I
see Adriel sort of nodding. Yeah.
I wanted to ask you something. I want you to tell me the truth. If you could do it all again, right now, knowing where we are now, that Belvander is dead, and that we were able to defeat him, would you turn away and just follow me? Would you have chosen me over Belvander?
You see Adriel kind of thinking there for a moment, and he actually at this point will sort of go for the blindfold. Like he'll do it
Yeah.
slowly to see if like you'll stop him or anything, and
No,
he'll
he
take it
doesn't.
off. And he'll open his eyes, like kind of like maybe some of the light gets it in. Just,
It's probably just spots, at first because of the
yeah,
brightness.
exactly. Yeah, he goes. It's good to see you again, Walykos, and I would have always chosen you over Belvando, Walykos. The things I did were not just for myself. I wanted to help the city in the only way that I saw how to do so. And I wanted you to stand with me by my side with your wisdom, your intellect, your prowess with the blade and the bow and all the other weapons.
But you had to have known that I would never have joined Belvander. I would never have worked for him. He would have killed me because I would have stood against him to my dying breath. If it came
I
down to
thought,
that, what would you have done?
well, I thought perhaps that if I helped him, that at the end I could get some sort of favor from him, convince him that you would help and assist me in my dealings in Barnacle, but
Why would he grant a favor to someone that is completely within his power? He has nothing to gain by that, and everything to gain by breaking you, by making you kill the person who you care more about than him. He would have made you do it to prove your loyalty, if nothing else, if not for any other reason than to show that you cared about nothing except serving him. That is the true path that Belvander believed in, the power that is all that he wanted and that he would have made you want, caring about no one but yourself and him.
well, then he would have thought wrong. I never stopped caring about you, Walykos. As you
I just
said,
want
you
to
are my
be like
brother, and
insightful. Yeah, like I know that you have no reason to lie. I'm like reading
Mhm.
Adriel's face and like looking deeply to see if he's telling me what I want to hear, or if this is like
yeah,
sort of like he's had maybe a month or two to think about this, and
hmm
maybe this is like gone through his head many times, and he's
hmm
come to the conclusion that yeah, maybe I would have just broken my word to Belvander. Yeah.
yeah,
So
yeah. No, I think when you look at his eyes, like he's very weak right now, obviously, and he almost seems maybe
use my
somewhat ashamed
inspiration for
because
this
like
roll since it's the last roll
yeah,
of the campaign.
yeah, yeah, and like he does seem to be truthful in what he's saying, like almost as if, I don't regretful might not be the right word yet, but with what you're
Maybe just
saying, it's sort of starting to maybe click with him a bit. Like, yeah, like he wouldn't have killed you for Belvondor. Like that was never what he wanted. Like he
he
would
would
have, like you see that he would have probably killed like Aygir or Vapor or
yeah,
Varric, but like for
yeah.
you, like you were someone that he grew up with. You were his brother, you know.
And knowing what we know of Adriel's character, he was always to try and straddle the fence. He would have
Mhm.
tried to play both sides as long as he could. But I
Yep.
think what you're saying is Adriel realizes that he would not have had a choice at some point. He would have chosen
Mhm.
Walykos
Yeah,
if he was
exactly. Yeah.
forced into that. I can't play both sides. I can't tell him, you know, uh,
Yeah.
yeah, this is just the end. And you
Yeah.
you actually betrayed us, but you still thought Walykos is going to live through this. I will get away. But
Exactly.
your goal was to
Yep.
get away, not to fight in that battle. I think was more of what you were doing. You weren't trying to kill us.
Mhm.
You were trying to go to Balvonder and show him that you
Yeah.
still could serve him for the power that
Exactly.
he
Yeah.
gave.
Uh, Yeah, exactly. And like yeah, because like from Adriel's perspective, he wanted power to save others and protect others, not to just cause death and destruction, right? But he will sort of look up at Walykos and say Walykos, I I did what I did because I wanted to help people, and I never would have wanted you to be hurt, or my father to be hurt, or the innocents to be killed. I only wish that I perhaps had some more time to be a brother like we used to again.
Well, Adriel, you are my brother, no matter what. And I'm here to take you out of here. We're leaving the
You
city.
see, Adriel, leaving this,
I've
I don't
spoken
understand.
to I've spoken to the Duke. I've consulted with Avasera the White Raven, and she has given me her blessing to take you with me when I go to serve with her. And we're going to leave. You've been exiled officially from the city. But I think that's honestly what's here for you now. House Mantevale, they couldn't they couldn't accept you back into their ranks. Not after the betrayal. Not after fighting for Vonder. You've made mistakes, Adriel, and I think that's important that you realize that this is not a get out of jail free. There's going to be penance. There's going to be punishment, but not of a sort that you can't handle. Because I know you, Adriel. You're one of the strongest people I know. I wish you had been at my side, and, well, I wish that you had had a chance to tell Vonder no. Now that he is dead, you won't get that chance, but you will have a chance to show me the truth of your words. We're going to make amends
Uh,
for everything that we've ever done. For the death of those halflings, for the, the other things that we did. We're going to make amends, and we're going to find ways to pay it in the future, no matter what it takes. I paused to let you speak because I know he was going on there for a bit.
you know, you've known me for a while, Walykos. I've never been one for forgiving others or coming to terms or trying to do things in what you would consider a noble way, but I did not expect to be forgiven for what had happened to me. by you or by anyone else. I expected when I saw you today that I would be going to
Adriel,
my death. And
if there's one
I
thing that
think,
I've learned, no, continue what you're saying. I'll wait.
yeah, I was going to say, I think that with what you've said and what you've done here, for the first time, perhaps I was the one in the wrong. I didn't think correctly. I don't know if I can get your forgiveness, but your forgiveness would be all that I would want, at least at this moment.
Walykos takes a moment and he says, Adriel, it's funny how this world moves in cycles. There's a certain circular way of things happening. History repeats itself. You here in this cell was me years ago back in Bale Vonder's cell when I refused him, or I couldn't go on, and he just as you betrayed the Duke, I betrayed Bale Vonder in that moment, and he threw me there, and it was only through the grace of gods and of dragons and other beings who helped me that I could find my way back to the light. Who would I be if I didn't give you the same hope and chance to do the same? Now, I can't forgive you. Not yet. But there is a chance that you could earn my forgiveness. I think if you keep that as something that you want, well, I think you can earn that. Because I want to forgive you, Adriel.
I will try, Walykos. This is a gift that you've given me. You've given me the gift of my life. And
he pulls you into
I
a
will
hug
stand.
as you start saying things. He has to hug you and he pulls you in.
Yeah, I'm a little surprised by it, but I sort of reciprocate the hug, and I think with that interruption, you do start seeing Adriel sort of start crying a bit and sobbing, just like he's weak. He's been here for weeks or months.
Probably no hope. Like you've just been waiting to
Yeah,
die.
exactly. So when you hug him, it's almost like this break in tension for him, realizing that that final realization, oh, it is actually real, right? And he just starts kind of sobbing, and
Who knows? You might have even talked to me in your head just to have someone
exactly.
talk to.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And he just starts sobbing, and he just says, "Thank you, Walykos. Thank you. I'll stand with you, and I will try my best to earn your forgiveness."
I just clench you tight and I say, thank you. Adriel, it's good to have you back.
It's good to be back, brother.
I just have one last thing to say. You really need a shower. Let's get out of here.
I do need one, don't I?
Yep. With that,
and with that,
we can
Walykos and
Yeah.
Adriel are going out and really somewhere far out beyond Barnacle to whatever their next journey or great adventure might be. And with the blessing of the White Raven with Walykos, and with Adriel seeing this new chance and this new hope, and well, the potential is so vast.
It is a potential. Yeah, there's definitely adventures that they might have in their future still.
We
That's
might
true.
even say their adventures will be many.
Yeah,
Hey, that's the thing.
we'll
He
tuck a
said the
little
thing.
white feather in my cap. Yeah. But yeah, I assume we leave the city. We can cut the scene there. White
I think
Raven,
cutting there is it.
Yeah.
I mean, we can envision them, starting
With-
to embark
with-
out somewhere.
The
but-
I have a lot more in my head, but
Barnacle. Yeah,
it doesn't
Barnacle
need to be
fades
on
off
scene.
across. Yeah, Barnacle fades off in the distance, under the horizon as we walk out.
It leaves the setting full of a sort of potential, I think.
Mystique.
Even if we never return
Mystique.
here,
Yeah.
there's stories that don't end. Even though our story ends, their stories
Mhm.
are not over
Yeah.
necessarily.
Absolutely.
Which is a nice thing to think.
Well, amazing and wonderful end to an amazing campaign. A campaign that probably went longer than it should have. I will admit, my next campaign will probably not be a 3-year one. But I want to thank you guys very sincerely for participating in this and bringing these characters to life, and for going on these crazy adventures that I've created and you've kind of co-created by participating in the storytelling. So definitely a campaign to remember for the years and years to come.
For sure. Thank you
Oh, yeah.
for running
Absolutely.
Esper as always.
Absolutely.
Yeah, for sure. Absolutely.
My pleasure. All right, and thanks everyone who has watched and followed along and left live comments and sent in even gold pieces here and there. That's been awesome. And I don't know what exactly is going to be next. I have some ideas, but nothing has coalesced. So we'll make some sort of announcement in the near future. So we'll wrap it up here. Thanks everybody very much once again, and until next time.
See you guys next time.
Indeed.